recording. Let's go.
Alright, so, Serena,
I'm dead.
you're currently bedridden due to the fact that you've been bitten by a spider. It made 2 puncture wounds in your abdomen and pumped you full of what is assumedly poison. As such, you are taking extended bed rest until you feel better. It has since been about a week since you guys had the spider incident to account for the healing time that you've had to go through. So, Kosef, you have options laid out before you. You have got to take the silk to the lady to get it turned into bandages for you.
Mhm.
And you also have access to the whole town for a little bit while Serena gets better. Make your decisions.
Yeah, I want to go handle this quest first and get some bandages sorted.
There you go. So you return to the shop. As you walk in, you see not much has changed. Dirt's still on one side. Old man gives you a good hello there as soon as you enter once again.
This
And-
time I'm going to stop at the edge of the sort of dirt parting, I guess,
Yeah.
and take off my boots, and then take off one boot, step onto the clean side, take off the other one, and then step on. And then
Okay,
I'll still sort of stand there and wait and see if the girl will come out with the brush.
Okay, so the little girl doesn't come out with the brush. But what does happen is the little old lady cackles at you. She gives you a good old survive the spiders, did ya? And you've got even more manners than last time. Did they teach you something in there?
No, I just realized that I should be a bit more careful. I don't want you to punish that little girl anymore than you seem to already be. But anyway.
She cackles again. Gives you a beckoning hand. So you got that silk for me then? Really?
Yes, I do. I sort of reach round and grab all the different pouches that it's all shoved into, and then sort of just hold them out to her.
She takes them out of your hand and opens the top of your pouch and looks inside and she goes, yep, this is the stuff, alright. Well, I can definitely make some good old bandages out of this. Let's see. There's definitely enough of these for, let's have a look, see. 1 second, I'm just going to check how many you had.
7.5 pouches.
7.5, right? And she looks at the pouches and she goes, blimey, you forgot a bit more than I expected. Well, this will definitely be enough for about 11 bandages, methinks. How does that sound to you, eh?
This is acceptable.
Very well. Hey! She, does something under the table. And a little child comes scurrying out. She goes, take the silk to the back and get the weavers started on it then, shall we? Little girl nods, grabs it all, and scurries off. You can't help but notice this is a different little girl to the last one. This one has a different colour hair.
Oh no.
They're not children, they're goblins.
Yeah. So she turns back to you and goes, so then, traveller, anything else you need, or was our business concluded here?
Is there anything else in particular that you perhaps sell here? Anything of note?
Of note, Don't suppose you want a child, do you?
I don't know what you're proposing.
Oh, well, see, I employ a lot of the orphans from around here. There's a lot of them, especially since everyone's been going balmy. So I have a lot of orphans working for me. There are a lot of mouths to feed. So I was half joking, saying you could have one, but you know. Technically, I'm not an orphanage.
Bro, you can't do this to me. You know my backstory.
Anyway.
Would that be allowed?
Huh? Yeah, of course it'd be allowed. Why would that not be? Of course that'd be allowed. They ain't got anyone. They just have to, adapt to the fact that they're no longer working in my shop is all.
So, sorry, just out of character, is that an orphanage, or is it just they're all just on the street and she just takes a few of them in?
She takes them in. Instead of there being an orphanage, this old lady just pretty much adopts them all by default.
Until they go
Okay, right.
missing. The spider kidnappings.
The spider adopts them instead.
We found 3 children in the webs.
No, well, you found out they were animals. Remember?
There wasn't anything.
I made it like a point to say that the spiders were literally not like a threat, but they were gonna be one. Like if you didn't deal with them, but you dealt with them first, so they're not a threat anymore.
What a lovely day.
Anyway, if you do want one, you can always come back and ask. I'm sure they'd be happy to have a figure in their life that's not me. Anyway, are things in my shop that might pique your interest? What sort of things would you be looking at? Magical things, medical things, or things I don't know?
Maybe, perhaps all 3. I might be able to identify something of the latter.
Do you have a lost and found?
She does bits for the children stuff. Unless you want to steal something from the children.
I've always wanted a shirt 16 sizes too small.
Okay. So she pulls out a big box and she puts it on the side. In fact, this box is so big that you can like just about see the top of her hat now because of like the size of it. It's completely covering her counter, and you can just see her hat bobbing up and down. You can still hear her, but you can't see what she's doing behind the box anymore. She goes, "Very well. Look through here and see what you find, shall we?" Okay, so if you would please roll 3 d20s for me.
Take a shower. I might want to play a vampire next game.
We're 2 sessions in and you're thinking about your next game.
Right, Charlie.
It's sucking on lolly when I fell off a trolley.
Oh, crikey, you did them all at once. Okay. 10, 8, and 15. Alright, one more.
Yeah, I see how
Okay, so the first thing that catches your eye is a small pair of gloves. As you take them out and look them over, you can see that they're quite leathery. It appears as though the leather extends along the back of each finger, and each one of them appears to have a bit of a skeletal imprint on it. So it's like a little bit of a bone. But you can't tell if there's actually like bone stitched in or if it's just the way it's been sewn to make it look like there's a bone there.
Yeah.
Okay. You can tell from the fabric that this isn't normal. These aren't normal gloves. The fingers are all cut off, so they're all fingerless gloves, except for the thumbs. The thumbs have got fabric over them. And the skeleton fingers, and then on the back of the hand, there is a small skull facing outwards. So it's like facing towards the fingers. So that's where its teeth are. As you hold them and you look them over, can you roll a? Because it was magical appraisal in 5.
That might be Arcana, I think.
Yeah, roll an Arcana check for me. What did you get? Why is it not loading? 18. Okay, so you can tell almost exactly what they do. These gloves, they change the way your spells work a little. So rather than them simply being magical spells, it makes every spell you cast now slightly necrotic. Every single one of these, every single spell you cast steals a little bit of life from its opponent. You're not sure how it does this, but you know that it's magical. You're not sure where that life goes once it's stolen, but it certainly leaves that monster, which means that's good. So, if you were to equip these gloves, you'd be able to roll an extra d4 whenever you land a magical spell.
You mean my Lich Slap will get even better?
It does, but like I said, there are caveats to this. These gloves are obviously doing something. They're not just giving you extra damage. Okay? So what was the other number you rolled? You rolled an 8. One moment.
Fucking box of curses.
A bunch of like basically what she thinks is junk.
Oh, that's the kids' box.
This isn't the lost and found. No.
No. I mean, like they're gonna be like, oh, it's one of the children's boxes, and then like halfway through this whole thing, we're gonna find out that child's name was Pandora.
Certainly
all
good.
the items are made from one child.
Yes.
Yeah. So you rolled an 8. Okay, so this last one you spot, not last one, the next one you spot, it's a ring. As you get it out and lift to it, you can't tell anything from just looking at this one, but you can certainly tell that there's something about it. Just looking at this ring, you can tell it's got magical properties. If you want to roll for it, you can do. I don't know what you want to roll for this. Maybe Arcana, maybe Perception. But it's a basic gold ring with some gems set in it. So it's got what appears to be a diamond, because it's clear, it's just a clear crystal set in the center. And then surrounding that, it has small red gems. So those could be garnet, they could be ruby, they could be like a red sapphire or something, get it out. And the last time you pull out, one more.
I should have readied my identify spell.
One second. My thing's playing up. Give me a sec.
I'll just go to sleep for a bit and then come back. It's like, I now have my identify spell readied and I will identify these last 2 items.
One sec. I'll have to fucking open it again. So just give me a minute while it loads. Basically, it's the list of items that you get.
Oh no.
Okay, so you got a 15. Okay. So you pull out 2 boots. They're same sort of design as the hands. So they're leather and cloth woven together. But they've got a flicked tip at the end. So they've got that curve as they go up. They'd go up to about, I'd say, your shin. Like the top of your shin, maybe. And they smell of rotting vegetation. They have this putrid, horrible smell of rotting vegetables.
I mean, I can't smell that. All I smell is rosemary, but...
Yeah, but, okay. Fuck you with your mask. That's the smell that comes off of it. You can't tell that. Would you rather I not told you and then Charlie, like, vomits in bed? Hey?
This is why JJ needs to hire one of those orphans just so he can send them into a room first, be like,
Just gets himself a canary, eh?
yeah,
but
describe the smell to me, please.
by law of my order, I'll hire this person and then get them a child-sized plague doctor mask and then fill their mask full of rosemary.
If I wake up, get out of bed, open the door and see you in a mini me, you,
in a mini me. I need to get an army of orphans to just get him out. Oh, no.
Where do you keep finding these?
Sorry.
Okay, so do you want to know what the boots do, or do you want to roll for them? You can, once again, you could roll Arcana on these, or you could roll Perception, or you could use your Identify spell.
I can't identify anything yet because it's not prepared. I need to do that at the start of the day.
Yeah, no problem.
So I will Arcana.
Hey.
Fuck.
Okay, so you can tell that there is a magic power to these boots. You're not quite sure what it is, but you have a rough guess. Judging by the shape of them, and judging by the magic coming off, I'm mostly judging by the smell, but you're a bastard.
Nah, let's
So
say
you-
it's overpowering even the rosemary. It's that strong.
Okay, yeah, okay. It's overpowering the rosemary of how, like, this rotting stench. Judging by the smell and judging by the magic coming off of it, these boots seem to make you, I wouldn't say invisible to sight, but people don't want to look at you when you're wearing them. They're almost like boots of shame. Okay, so if you want to add those 3 items to your inventory, oh, well, actually no, because you haven't bought them.
No.
Well, those are 3 items you can buy. I was just like, here, have them. Yeah, those are the 3 items you can buy. Obviously, you can buy all 3. You can buy 1. Don't have to buy any of them if you don't want to. The choice is yours.
See, if I was a bit later on in my wizarding days, I'd probably go for the gloves, definitely, but I'm still sort of coming to terms with the whole necromancer thing. But the ring is what's intriguing me, because I know fuck all about it.
Okay.
I sort of I put the other 2 things back and just hold up the ring. And do you by any chance know exactly what this does?
Snicks and goes, oh no, that's the one I don't know what it does. There's a few other things in there that I don't really understand, but That is the one. I have no idea. I don't dare put it on my finger. Not going anywhere near any of my extremities. No. I can tell the magic from it, and I can tell you what it does. Well, kinda. Well, I think it does from what my knowledge is. I'm not as good as I used to be. I'll give you that. So she begins to explain in great detail that this ring, it binds itself to the person. What it does after that, she has no idea. All she knows is once that ring is on, it will not come off unless you lose that finger. And if you lose that finger, there's a good chance it will just find a way onto another one of your fingers.
Amputation.
I sort of just put it back into the box. I thought, maybe not.
She goes, "Yep, that's a smart choice."
What if you put it on your...
No. Fucking cock ring.
See, I was in the good there. I was thinking tail because Charlie's a dragonborn.
Dragonborn don't have tails.
They're not?
That's half dragons.
Huh.
That's disappointing. I'm gonna have to delete my character.
Can't give himself a tail job anymore. Okay, so do you put it all of it back then?
Yeah.
No glove, no glove, no ring, no weeboot heads.
They're all too mysterious for my taste.
They're all two items.
Do you
Okay.
have a staff that creates pillars of fire?
And binds of your arm after using it.
Side
Okay.
effects.
So the lady puts the box back under and goes, "Well, the bandages will be ready in a few hours. The kids aren't that great at weaving, but they are pretty good. So if you come back in about an hour or two, we should have the bandages ready for you. How does that sound?"
This is acceptable. I extend my hand.
Okay. She gives you a shake. It's a very frail shake. Like you can barely feel her hand through your gloves kind of shake.
Mm.
But you know she means well to you. But like you can see that you can feel that she's staring through you at the man on the other side of the store. Like you're not quite sure why, but you can feel it.
Yeah.
Like this piercing gaze. Okay, so do you want to just leave the store then, yeah?
Yeah, if those were the only magical items she had, yeah.
Are those the only items you picked out of the box? There were more, but obviously I
And
let
that
you
sort
roll
of
for
caught
3
my
of them.
eye, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. As you leave the store and put your boots back on, I presume.
Yes.
As you walk out, she says, "Oh, one last thing. I'll keep those items you picked out for you. Keep them for a few weeks. If someone else comes to buy them after that, then they'll be gone." And she says, "Have a good day and don't be killed by any other of the creepy ghastlies around here, okay? You're far too useful."
I sort
And then
of,
she
just put my hand up and nod and then walk out.
As soon as you walk out, Yargo seems to have noticed you coming out and turns and walks straight at you. Just he's staring at you and he's walking straight towards you.
I'll just sort of stand my ground, just stay still, just look at him.
Okay. As he gets closer to you, he stops in front of you and waves his hand in front of your mask and goes, "Hey, you're awake in there?"
I am awake.
"Ah, good. I was wondering if you could do me a solid. See, over in the tavern, you know where you and your friend are staying, the one of the barmaids has got sick recently. We're not sure what she's got, but she's bedridden. She's upstairs in the room next to what your dragonborn friend lady is. What's her name?
Sorry.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Sharima. Yeah, if you could you have a look at her for you? I'm sure the barkeeper and their family would be much appreciative for you helping their daughter. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. Have a nice day. And
before you go.
Oh yeah.
We have dealt with the spider problem.
Yeah, I did kind of guess that when you kind of dragged your friend in the other day, and she was. Oh, the dragonborns get pale. She looked kind of pale. Right. Well, so there's 2 gold pouches. He pulls them out of from behind him, attached to his belt. and hands them to you, and he goes, 25 gold here for you, 25 gold here for your pal, eh?
Yeah, sort of just take him off him and then attach him to my side.
And he went, now trust me, I'll know if you don't get it, alright? And he like taps his nose and turns to walk away and says, have a nice day and good luck with any of the other problems you try and solve. Maybe you'll get less bedridden from them, eh?
I sort of just don't laugh and just keep looking at him.
He kind of like shuffles away towards his house again. Like, as he closes the door, he sees you and waves again and then closes it.
I'll wave back, but it's not funny. It's serious business.
Yeah, he's not funny, bless him.
Alright, yeah,
Okay.
I'll make my way to the tavern then.
Okay. So as you enter the tavern, the first thing you smell, as always, as you enter this place, is just alcohol. It's fucking everywhere. It's in the ceiling, it's in the floor, it's in the tables, it's everywhere. It goes through your mask. Trust me.
I was gonna say, first thing I smell anywhere is rosemary, but
No, I wasn't gonna forget that quickly. No. The whole place is basically soaked in alcohol. If someone lit a match, this entire building would just explode in a fireball. Like, people be spilling alcohol here every fucking day.
how is it
the
lit
wood
up in
is
here then?
soaked.
Going for a seat.
Lanterns. All the fire is kept in glass lanterns with like metal casks around them, so the flame can't get out. If someone were to knock all those lanterns off, it'd probably, that's it, the whole place is dead. So all the lanterns are quite high up, so all the shadows are just cast across the floor, making it look like there's spiders and bats and other creepy crawlies all over the floor. But obviously you can't really tell because it looks more or less like shadows. You look forward and you see the big bar spanning the whole wall, and then just to the left of it you can see the stairs leading up, and behind the bar, that's where the bedrooms are for the barkeeps and you, Joseph and Serena. And there's about 4 tables scattered about. And then over by the window on your right, there is a single table over in the corner next to a window. There's currently no one in here because it's quite early in the morning. Well, early in the afternoon, I suppose. So no one's in here drinking yet. But by night time, this entire place is full, to the point where they start using buckets and sacks of potatoes and pumpkins as chairs to make sure that they have somewhere to sit while they get completely blasted. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
So there's the barkeepers behind the bar,
Yeah,
and no one else is here.
I'll stroll over to the bar then.
Okay. So as you approach, the barkeep looks up, he notices you, and you get a good look at the man. He's completely bald, and then has a really long, thick moustache that just sticks out to the side. Kind of like, you know how like a barrel of a blunderbuss is? Like sort of shape?
Yeah.
It's like that, but the ends aren't smooth. They're completely like, like all spiky and all completely unkempt.
Yeah.
He clearly puts effort into getting it into that shape, but once he gets into that shape, doesn't give a shit. Doesn't trim it properly, nothing. As you look down his face, you can see that he has a bit of a soul patch and a bit of a 5 o'clock shadow as well. So keeping his appearance isn't too high on his order. He's got his barkeeper clothes on, so he's wearing a normal tunic and he's got his apron on.
Yeah.
Apron itself is stained to fuck. You can't tell what parts of it are the original colour and what's a stain and what's not. He's cleaning a glass. He's got his little rag. Yeah, wrapped around his hand. He's cleaning the inside of the glove. And he's cleaning the inside of it, and as he's cleaning it, as you say, like as you walk up to him, the handle snaps off and it falls on the floor and shatters. And he goes, "Oh, hello, traveller. That's the 3rd glass this week."
Well, that's not very good tidings for my arrival.
It's not your fault. It's epoxy glasses. We have to get them imported, and because they're imported, they're on a wagon. And it's on a wagon. They're going over the fields. They're bumping all over the place, and they're always shodded every time. Do you know a lot of the people here drink out of like buckets, and they drink out of like the palms of their hands because they just want to drink that bad. Give me now, gross daddies. Fucking vile. You can tell as he gets like more agitated. Like his face gets a bit redder, and his voice gets deeper when he does it.
Mm.
So he's like about to explode like every time. But every time he like gets to that point, he just calms back down again. So he goes up, 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 down, up, 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 down, going in a crescendo, and then it just falls again every single time. You've obviously spent about a week here, so you know this man quite. You've been living here, looking after Serena upstairs. So every day you've had talks to him. But this is the first time the glasses have come up. This is the first time you've actually seen one break.
Mm.
Okay, and he says, "With this, my daughter, the missing daughter, the missing wife, and now the glasses. I'm getting a little stressed, you know, mate."
We're never gonna leave this fucking town. It's gonna be quests for days.
Oh, not a lot of these are actual quests. They're like straight dead ends. Like if you were to go looking for this guy's wife, you'd never find her she's not here.
Well, I don't know that.
You don't know that, but I'm telling you that so you don't go looking into every single thing that happens. Like, not every single thing that's happening is contained in this town. Like, this whole continent you guys are on. 1 second. Did I ever get you guys a map? Did it ever turn up?
I think
Because I didn't give you one last week, and I don't know if you guys have any.
you
like,
sent
by
me
default.
one, but I don't know if that's one that I'm actually supposed to have or not. I don't know.
No, in character you wouldn't have it. No. No. Okay. Well, basically the whole map is kind of like intertwined as like a system. Everything that's happening in one town is a knock-on effect of somewhere else, or is caused by something somewhere else.
Mm.
Everything that happens is happening for a reason. Okay, so you've heard about his daughter and his wife before. They've all gone missing at different times. So the wife went missing first. She went missing quite early. The eldest daughter then went missing shortly after, but she didn't say where she was going. She didn't say that she was going to look for the mum, nothing. She just one day, she went to bed, next day she weren't there. And now his last daughter has gotten ill. And obviously, Yago has told you about that. And the father is here, do what you will. He just, he's put his head on, he's put his hand on top of his head and he's just rubbing the whole area, like he's just trying to, de-stress.
Yeah.
Calm down. Get some oxygen in your system.
If it isn't too much trouble, I suppose I could look at your daughter if it would help lessen the load.
He stops rubbing his head for a moment. He looks up at you. He pauses for a moment. He reaches under the bar. He gets out these pair of glasses. They're really small glasses. But he puts them on, and they just about seem to cover his eyes.
Hmm.
And it's at this point you notice he has quite small eyes. They're not beady, but they are smaller than average. And he looks at you, and he goes, "Oh, are you one of those doctors then? Oh, fantastic. Well, if you could, I have a small stash. That's the word I'll use. I'll use a stash. I have a stash of stuff in the basement that's not alcohol. Because unfortunately, alcohol is kind of my lifeblood. Right? I have gold down there, obviously. Might have a business. I have money. I can pay you if that's what you want. But I also have a stash of some items in case you want any of them. Alright? How's that sound?"
It depends on the items, but I'm sure we can work something out.
He goes, "Of course. I've got... what have I got down there?
I sort of put up my hand and just say, I will look for your... I will look after your daughter first, and we can discuss payment later.
Oh, that's mighty kind of you there, traveller. Well, she's upstairs. She's in the room just to the left of your Dragonborn friend. Is that all right?
This is
Here's the key, and he slides the key over the counter to you. He says, "This is the key. I keep it locked because I don't really want her wandering off in a bit of a haze and getting lost like all the others." And then he says, "Do you need any information on symptoms or anything at all?"
If you know what they are currently, then that would help.
Okay. So I'll tell you what I know, and obviously take it with a pinch of salt. I'm not a medical professional such as yourself, sir. She's got a bit of a fever. It comes and goes, but most of the time she has a bit of a fever. When the fever's here, she's nigh unwakeable. When the fever's gone, you can wake her up for food, for water. If she needs to go to the toilet, that's when she'll do it all. She seems to shiver a little, like her body temperature can't be really controlled. Is crying a symptom? She cries a lot when she's got a fever. I don't know if that's a symptom or if she's just in pain.
It could be pain
And
related.
yeah. I did think maybe, but it might have been like, I don't know, tear duct infection. I don't know. He says, "Sorry, that's all I've got. I don't know much else. I've not examined my daughter. Sorry to be of less use, but I've not stripped her down, looked at her, and seen if she has any rashes or nothing. Sorry, I couldn't bring myself to. Well, I wish you luck, because our town doctor's useless. So
I was
you're the only
unaware
hope
your
I've
town
got.
had a doctor.
You know the store? You know the dirty fella? He's the doctor."
My advice would be to rid yourself of him.
I was hoping you'd say, see that geezer over there, asleep in his own piss? Yeah, he's the doctor.
Well, for all you know, the shopkeeper pisses himself and then passes out every night. You never know. And he says, "Yeah. Well, good luck with Iveen. All right. I hope you get her well. And about the shopkeeper, yeah, I agree.
Sounds like she needs an
But he
IV.
has actually saved people's lives before. But I think they were flukes, personally. Don't tell anyone I said that. I might get in trouble. We don't like naysayers around here, but I think it was luck. All right. Yeah, so he seems to be kind of done with conversation.
Yeah.
Mainly because I can't get his fucking voice right.
Right, yeah, I'll take the key and then go upstairs then.
Okay. Are you just gonna check in on Serena, or are you gonna go straight for Iveen?
I'll check first. Check Serena first.
Okay.
Give us.
So you enter the room. Serena is sitting up in bed. She is awake.
Serena,
Eh,
how are you feeling?
like a spider just bit me.
I hope they didn't bite you too hard.
That's a fucking week ago. What the fuck?
Oh,
I skipped 7 days to heal you, boy.
bruh.
It has been a week since we dealt with the spiders. How have you not?
I've been asleep, haven't I?
I don't know.
I
Not
was
a lot
enjoying
about
it.
Wait. Charlie, roll deception.
Perception?
Deception.
Oh, deception.
You just said you've been sleeping the whole time. Roll deception. 14.
What am I saying? I can't fucking sleep. There's some bitch crying in the next door room.
No, like tears are coming from her eyes. She's not like actively crying. Then
Every
you're
fucking
gonna
night she
have to roll
howls.
to see if you see through his lie.
Pretty sure there's a werewolf next door.
So insight.
Inside, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I think I'm gonna need another week off, okay? So,
Serena, I'm a doctor. I have been around patients a lot of my life. I know when one is lying. You do not
look, have
need
you
to be
seen
lazy.
my
We have jobs to
leg?
do.
Fine.
So,
Okay. Did we get paid?
of course, I reach behind me and take one of the sacks of gold and sort of toss it at her.
Sweet. How much was it again?
25 gold.
25.
25 gold.
It was gonna be less, but Cam's not here.
Sweet.
Cam doesn't get a cut.
PP. What's PP? Also, that's not.
Platinum.
There we go. I can math.
I don't know why that fucking adds it all up, and it's like, oh, this is how much you've got.
Alright, sweet. So, what the fuck is going on? What was the other quests we had? We've done the spiders, and then we
There's
also
rats
had
and goblins.
potatoes, rats
Yeah,
and
rats and
gobbos. So what? What's the plan? Are we gonna go get our ass kicked again, or
The only ass that's kicked was yours.
Preferably
And-
not. I presume or propose we either. Well, you would rather not fight the rats, so I propose goblins next. But first, I must check on the innkeeper's daughter.
you have a patient?
I sort of look down at my ribs and sort of extend my arms. I'm a doctor. Yes.
Oh yeah, no, I keep forgetting about that.
JJ stabilized you. You're also a patient. You have a
Actually
patient.
mentioned before. I'm a doctor. I've dealt with patients before.
I thought we had something special going on.
Who said-
But,
Speaking of, Kosef's patience is going. Like he's going to go fucking mad because of this town. Continue with your guys' stuff. I shouldn't be interrupted as
Ooh.
much as I am.
Let's take a peek. Actually, I should probably just let JJ go in on his own.
Well, that's up to you.
Kosef.
I
I'll
will
just
let you
right,
catch the few minutes left of sleep. On, like,
No,
whatever.
I'll listen in. I want to listen in on this.
Press up against the door.
hmm I got special eyes, special ears.
You haven't got ears at all. You got
You can't
like-
have my brand.
Okay, so you go next door, and as you open the door, as you step in, it immediately feels colder. Like just stepping through the door, you can feel it. You
Oh,
feel that the
fuck.
whole room is colder.
She's got ghosts in her blood.
Where's my bag of cocaine?
Gotta start exercising it. Okay, so you see her in bed. At the moment, it looks as though she is like sweating quite a lot, and her there's tears just streaming out of her eyes. She's definitely got a fever right now. She's in like one of her moments, so you know you can't wake her up right now. Can't talk to her. The room itself is quite bare. There's a dresser on the side, and on the other side of the room there's a end table with a lantern on it, with one drawer that slides out, and then she's got her single bed in the middle of the room. And then you just walk in, you're at the foot of her bed already. It's a very, very small room.
Yeah.
So you can just squeeze down the sides of her beds, and obviously there's just enough space at the foot of the room for both of you. So, what
Okay,
would you
so
like to do?
I'll take a quick visual inspection of. Wait, what was her name? Sorry.
Irene.
Irene.
Iveen. Yeah, Vivi. Iveen.
Iveen. Iveen at games. Iveen.
Yeah, I'll spell it out for you.
Give her an IV drip.
Shut the fuck up.
There you go, Iveen.
I need to put this in
Oh
my
shit!
D&D notes.
Didn't.
I'm obviously supposed to... I'm GMing right now. I'm not a character. I haven't made like tokens or anything for like any of like the side characters. So it's just like if someone's important, they've got a token. If someone's saying something that you want written down, I'll put it in the chat. That sort of thing. Okay, so you want to give her a look over here, JJ?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you pull the like duvet or her covers away from her, you notice that she is sweating all over her body. Like it's not just on her, like the top half of her. She's wearing one long linen gown all the way down her body. So to view this, you're gonna have to like basically roll it up from the bottom.
Mhm.
But just by looking at her hands and her feet, you can see that there is like a small bluish rash on her.
Do I recognize this?
It's not gonna be Shiverbane, by the way.
I was gonna say it's motherfucker.
No, I'm not putting Shiverbane in the starting city. God, Jesus, a fucking bioweapon. No, there's only one town that's gonna have that. And that's gonna be Vreeborn. Know it. Okay, so you can start seeing like this blue rash. It's not like very obviously not skin blue rash. It's like bright blue. Like it's not luminous, but it's very blue. And it's like basically like stripes across her skin in places. In some places, these stripes intersect and make a bit of a pattern, but it's kind of just random. It's wherever the blue is coming up, that's where it is.
Is she cold on these sorts of places?
As you touch them, you can't really tell if it's the difference between her like other parts or that. It might just be her whole body is a bit colder than usual.
Hmm.
You put your hand against her head to check the temperature there, and her head is very hot. So you know her body is able to control its temperature, but it's clearly going a bit haywire.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to do? Charlie about to see some titty for free.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a full body inspection, just see how far it's spread, whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Okay. So as you begin rolling it up, you can see that it's all up her legs, all the way up her body, all the way up her body, up to about her collarbone where it stops. Like abruptly stops.
Mm.
Like it looks like it was going up her head and then just suddenly it goes and stops.
Okay.
Now that you've taken her robe off her, you can see that she has an amulet around her neck, which seems to be halting the infection below her neck.
Is it made of silver?
No, so it's got a cord string, and it's a bit of wood with a carving into it. You can't make out the sigil very well, but you can tell that this is a magical artifact practically keeping her alive at this point.
Mm.
Okay.
Do I have a notebook? I've got parchment. Okay, I'll sort of go over to the well, spin around and put some parchment on the drawers, and then set out my ink and bottle of ink, and ink pen and bottle of ink.
Yeah.
And then I'll sort of try and draw what the little thing looks like, the amulet.
Okay, so you're gonna have to roll a investigation for me to do that. Is that right?
Yep, that's fine. Fuck. I'm apparently very bad at drawing.
No, let's just say it's a very old amulet. So by looking at it, you can't really tell. It's like quite faded because obviously the wood wears away when it like bounces against her skin and stuff.
Mm.
But from what you can make out, the symbol looks a bit like this. It's gonna work. Okay. So that's supposed to be like two circles, but I fucked it up. Like one
can't see
circle inside
anything.
of the other.
Are you
Huh?
on GM overlay?
Fuck! Yeah, I am.
Right click on it and then you can convert it to a different layer.
Put it on the map layer.
Ah, it's a Pokeball.
I'm not finished drawing it, but like the middle bit, like that's where there's two circles there. It's supposed to be spherical as well, but my drawing's not that great right now.
So it's sort of like a tennis ball.
Like a tennis ball, but then it's got like a circles in the middle, and it isn't just finished yet. So it's gonna have lines down here with squares in them. Okay, so that's what you can make out.
Okay.
If you want to try drawing that yourself and better, feel free. You know what it's supposed to look like.
Looks like the apple. It looks like an apple of Eden from Assassin's Creed. Know what I mean?
No,
Apple of Eden.
I've never seen the Apple of Eden. I've never played that far. You're a nerd.
Wow.
What do you want to do next, AJ?
Well, I said I wanted to just try and draw that, but I don't know
Yeah,
if I'll-
well, there it is. There, that's the drawing you make out. Yeah. Well, it's the drawing I made for you. That's why I said you can make one if you want.
I don't know what else. Well, I could do a medicine check, but I don't know if I can.
Okay, so the checks on her that you can roll will be history, insight, investigation, medicine, and nature. Those are the 5 you can roll for this.
Yeah, I'll roll medicine. That seems suitable for me.
Okay, so you hit an 11. Okay, so as you view her body and you check out what she's got, you can tell that this is not an infection of any kind. It's not a parasite. This appears to be some sort of otherworldly. It's not bacteria, it's not germs, none of that shit. This has been caused by someone putting it on her.
Hmm.
But you can't tell if that makes it magic. You can't tell if that's poison. You can't tell if that's like if someone has just infected her effectively, like if a zombie bite infects you, like that.
Yeah.
You can't tell how she's got it, and you can't tell like what like effects it's giving her. But what you can tell is that this is curable. This isn't stuck. She can be saved. And also, you can tell she's stable. Seems to be due to the necklace, but she is stable. Yeah. Do you want to roll it for this?
Well, I'm not skilled in nature, and it's not my forte, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So with history as well. Yeah, I'll see if I sort of remember anything about this sort of thing from my training.
Hey! Okay. So you remember one of the patients that your mentor helped heal from came in with this once. You can't remember the name of the disease. You just remember that he called it blue something. But what you can remember is the way he acted for this person. So what he did was he stripped them down to see the extent of the rash. And then once he saw the extent of the rash, he traced it and worked out like where it was going. After that, you can't remember much. You could just remember him tracing the rash all over their body, trying to see where it leads effectively. And he put pressure on their hips, on their back, on their chest, like in between where her breasts would be, and that's it.
The sternum.
Yeah, sternum. Yeah, that bit of bone.
Also, the fact that I only know that it's blue something. Finally,
Yeah.
blue balls. Yeah, I'll just sort of keep that in mind then, because yeah, I don't know what the full procedure is, and
Yeah,
I've done
okay.
everything that I can remember that Owen did. So
Yeah, the only other thing you can now roll is insight, I believe, because you said you weren't going to do nature.
yeah.
Oh shit, boy! Hey, that's a nat 20. Okay, so by looking at her and by looking at the rash, you can see that all of these rashes they come from behind her.
Oh, on
So
her back, you mean?
yeah, so it's coming from her back. So
Yeah.
as you like feel it, you can feel as you go further around her, it becomes more pronounced.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to roll her over?
Yes.
Okay, so you roll her over, and you can see that it's much more spread on her back. There's much more of it.
Mm.
You can also see that by her hips, there seem to be two darker areas on her hips, which you can now only see since you've turned her over.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything in between her chest, by the way. Just going to add that there.
Mm.
But on her back, where, like, on the opposite side of her would be her sternum. On this side, there is a very dark blue spot.
Mm.
And you remember, looking back at the history that you can remember, is Owen was looking for these spots. And once he found these spots, he did something to them. Now, looking at these spots and feeling them yourself, you can tell that there's a lot of fluid built up there. And you can tell that it's not in her body. So it's like, it is obviously physically in her body, but it's not like in her vein or in her bone or anything. It's like it's been implanted into her. So it's kind of like, if you were to take like a needle and like shove it under your skin, it's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been inserted into her body, but it's not like in her. Okay?
Mhm. I'll
So you
spin around to the drawers again and put my alchemical kit on there, and don't know if it actually describes what exactly is in there, but
I mean, considering your profession before, I can like kind of guess what would be in there. Well, I guess it's kind of like going to be a canonical thing.
I don't know if I'd have. Well, I suppose I'd have a syringe, but
What is this stuff, JJ?
Pardon?
An alchemical kit, yeah?
It's alchemist supplies, yeah, because there's no like sort of doctor's kit. I think there might be, but because it's a healer's kit, which is what I'm trying to basically make myself out of bandages and shit like that. It's collecting, so
Yeah.
that it means I can do medicine checks without making wisdom skill checks. But
Hmm. It doesn't say. It says Artisan Tools Disguise Kit, Forgery Kit, Gaming Set, Herbalism Kit, Musical Instrument, Navigator's Tools, Poisonous Kit, Thieves Tools.
I think it's just up to us to sort of come up with what's actually in them.
Okay, well, in that case, it's got a few bottles. So that'll be anesthetic, it'll be disinfectant. You've basically got the basic stuff you'd need to commit surgery, effectively. So you've got,
Commit surgery.
Well,
Sorry.
alchemist is different to doctor. Don't forget.
yeah, obviously. But this is like, basically, if you were to kill an animal, you could then cut it open and take something out of it.
Okay, right.
So you could use this kit for dissections and stuff. You've then also got the required mortar and pestle for grinding up ingredients. You've got tweezers, although maybe forceps. What do you think? Forceps or tweezers?
Probably tweezers.
Yeah, let's go tweezers. So you've got tweezers for picking up finer things. You've got a few sheets of folded paper that are folded in 4 places so that you can keep powder on them. You've got, obviously, you've got a few more empty bottles there as well. So you've got, let's go with 5 empty bottles of various shapes and sizes. So you've got like a circular one, triangular one, square one, and then you've got 2 like cylindrical ones. And then you've got, what else could be put in a alchemist supplies? I think that's mostly everything, isn't it, that you'd need for making potions?
Yeah, most of it's just like places to hold shit, which is all my pouches. So
Yeah, you've already got pouches and you've already got the bottles, so yeah, that's what you got. So you put that on the side, yeah.
yeah, and then so was a syringe among them? Do you say? Or
Yeah, let's put a syringe among them. I didn't say it, but that's a good idea. Yeah, because you'd be able to use it to like collect like liquid samples you need.
so I'll take the syringe and sort of start sort of pressing on the spot in the middle of her back first. Just sort of
Okay.
testing its reaction. This is just with my free hand, just seeing what it does.
So you're not like putting it in; you're just like pressing on it, applying pressure.
So I'm holding the needle in the syringe in my right hand and then pressing down on the spot with my left, just sort of testing, see what it does.
So as you begin to like push on it, you can feel it like gloop about a bit. You can tell whatever's in there under the skin, it's not a solid. It's somewhere between a liquid and a solid, and you're like pushing it around, but you can't separate it. It seems to be one sort of mass.
Okay. In which case, I will put down the syringe.
Okay.
Pick up my do I have a knife? Yeah.
You do have a knife, yeah.
I'll pick up the knife and then let me fucking find a way to. Is there a candle or something in this room?
It's got lanterns.
Lanterns, yeah, of course.
Yeah, like the rest of the building, lanterns.
Are they out of reach or?
They're not out of reach, but they are pretty high up. You can reach them and get them down, but if they're still high, to make sure that no one knocks them.
Okay, yeah. I'll sort of gesture to Serena to, Serena, would you mind retrieving the lantern for me? You're far taller than I am.
I walk over and I reach down and pick it up.
You mean
down?
Reach up and take it down. You mean? Oh wait, she's that tall.
I think that's what he's going for. So he says, "Just like
I'm 6'4".
Yeah, so it'll be like head height for you then.
Okay, then I pick it up with my tongue. No, I just I pass over to
Charlie just eats the lantern.
I
Crunch.
take it off of Serena and then carefully place it on the chest of drawers as well, and then open it up and then just stick the tip of the knife into the end of the flame of the candle, just for a bit, like turning it over sort of
heating
heating
it
the
up.
blade up, trying
Yeah.
to sterilize it.
Yeah, boy. Remember, you do have your like acid.
My what?
You have acid.
Oh yeah, I know.
The lag out there was great.
Took the acid.
He drinks the acid himself. Yeah.
You
So
just
you're
fall
on
in
it.
love with the
So yeah,
big world of
once I feel it's sufficiently heated up, I'll grab one of the bottles from my kit as well, and then carefully like put the bottle sort of. Oh, I'll ask Serena to sort of. Yeah. Serena, would you mind holding her onto her side slightly? Just
Okay. I pull her up. I put her... Wait, what do you mean?
so that she's like lying
just
down,
pulling it-
but one of her shoulders is up, the other one is into the bed.
Oh, right.
She's lying on
Okay.
her side.
Oh,
Yeah.
just kind of like
That's what-
flipping
that's
her
what
over a little bit.
Yeah, so just hold her up like that.
Okay.
Just so she's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
falling either side. Yeah.
Yeah, she'll roll forward onto her face otherwise, which is what she was sleeping as.
And then I'll sort of put the bottle below where the blue spot is, and then cut just above the lip of the bottle at like at the bottom of said blue spot, like just slightly into the skin.
So as you begin to cut along the skin, a few like drops of blood come out where you've broken the skin,
Mhm.
and then blood stops coming out, and the cut starts to be like forced open by the blue, and now you can clearly see that this is basically a like it's like a slug beetle looking thing. Like this is a creature. This was something implanted into her. And as it falls out into the pot, and it's now stuck at the bottom on its back, so it can't right itself. It's stuck down there.
Okay.
But it has connections like tendrils all the way up into her, and these tendrils go like into her, and you can see that like every blue like rash is basically where one of these tendrils goes, effectively. But as it came out so easily, you could tell these tendrils aren't like biting into her or like constricting around her. They're just in there, basically filling out her body.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'll Sorry, would you mind getting a topper? Should just be one. A topper for this bottle should just be one resting on the drawers there.
I reach over,
yeah.
throw it. No.
I'll
Awesome.
put the knife down and take the topper off it, and and push it down slightly, not to sort of squeeze the tendrils just in case, but just so that this fucking beetle doesn't come out.
Yeah.
And
It's like a beely slug. Like it looks like it should have a carapace, but the carapace isn't there.
Right.
But like its body, it hasn't got any legs. It just has these tendrils. It's got like the face of a beetle, but it hasn't got a mouth. So it has like the little beady eyes and the little shape of a beetle's head. But it has no like mandibles going. None of that. It fills the bottom of your glass, which would be about palm sized. So it's not very big, but it is big to be inside someone's body like that. Yeah. So you've like put the cap on it, you've stopped it. The tendrils aren't being like clamped or nothing, so they're just out of the bottle.
Yeah.
But the lid is now secured.
I'll stop. Did all the tendrils come out, or are they still sort of in there as well?
No, they're still in there.
Okay, right. I'll lightly pull on one and see what happens. See if there's any resistance or anything.
Okay, so which ones are you pulling on? Because there's some going down into her legs, and some going up into her like chest, and there's some going up into her arms. So there's 6 sets, 3 on each side of her.
I'll do the arms first.
Okay, so as you pull on the ones on the arms, it just starts to pull out. There's a little resistance, but that's just because there's something in the skin, and the skin's pushing down on it, basically keeping it trapped. But as you pull it, it just kind of slides out.
Okay. Is that for both of the arms then? Or...
Both of the arms, yes. So as you pull it out and you keep an eye on her arms, you notice that the blue begins to fade. It's no longer as like overly prominent. It's still kind of there, but it's fading.
Yeah.
It appears as though this thing gives immediate effects once its tendrils are into you.
Yeah.
And once it's gone, there's no like the poison it puts in you can't spread, it can't multiply, it can't like do anything on its own. It needs the host creature to like spread it for it. But obviously it still needs to be cleansed by the body itself.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do next?
So there was one going to the chest, 2 to the legs, and then where was the other one?
The other side of the chest.
Oh.
Because it got like it goes like round her body,
Yeah.
effectively.
So I'll do the legs next.
Okay, so as you begin to pull on the leg ones, it feels much, much harder to pull these.
Okay.
To the point where the only bits you seem to get out are the stuff that was going to be like out if you pulled it away anyway.
Mm.
But it won't come any further. Something is holding those in place.
I'll try the chest ones next.
Okay, so as you pull the chest ones, you get a little more resistance in the arm because this one seems to have wrapped itself like around her ribs.
Yeah.
So as you're pulling it out, it kind of sticks and kind of gets pull and tug a little bit, but you still manage to pull it out fairly smoothly.
Okay.
The girl seems to stir in her sleep, but she's still soundly asleep. There is still enough of the toxin in her body for her to be feverish and unconscious.
Okay. I sort of need to examine the beetle worm. Is it sort of awake? Is it like sort of trying to move around and shit like that in it? Or
It's alive and conscious and trying to right itself, but it can't.
okay.
It appears as though this thing is kind of useless on its own, and you don't know much about this just yet. You just can tell this thing's been causing it, and this thing is kind of a parasite.
Yeah.
You don't know much more than that, right?
Okay. Surian, you can let her down onto her front again. This is not a liquid as I first thought, so I do not need to use gravity to aid me.
You. Drop her.
Okay.
She
then
takes 1d20 of damage and dies.
Oh, we cured her! Yay!
She's not in. Fuck. So that then I'll sort of take the topper off and then sort of stuff all the free tendrils into the thing
Okay.
and then put the top back on.
Okay, so as you stuff these tendrils back in, the bottle fills up and up and up and up. The little guy in the bottom seems a little uncomfortable. The little eyes are now fixed on you, Kosef. They're staring straight at you. However, you can tell there's no intelligence in there whatsoever because it's not looking at your eyes, it's looking at like your middle chest section. It knows that body is doing it, but it doesn't know where your head is, it doesn't know shit. It just knows this thing has pulled me out of my warm sleeping. Okay? And you fill it up, like all of the tendrils basically fill it up to about 2/3 full.
Okay.
So you've still got some space in there.
Okay. So yeah, the topper's back on, and then I'll put him down,
Yeah.
just on the bed.
Oh, I'll give you a bit of describing for these tendrils, by the way. So, as you've pulled them out, you've noticed they're very thin. They're very, very thin, like artery veins thin.
Yeah.
So they're basically like tubes that are supposed to just take the virus other places. On close inspection, you can see it's got small holes in the tendrils all the way along.
Mhm.
But these holes also are like basically small divots in the thing, which means that the creature seems to be capable of opening and closing these at will. And as you just pulled them out, it's like closed them effectively.
Yeah.
So this thing doesn't like whatever these holes are being exposed to the air. It will seal them shut.
Okay. So at that, I will go to my bag and retrieve 2 more bottles, and then place them on the bed and put 2 toppers next to them.
Okay.
I'll sort of shuffle the one that's got the little bastard in there just to one side slightly, and then I'll
Alright.
prepare one of the bottles, grab my knife, and go back to the candle. Actually, need to re-sterilize it.
Right.
And then I'll do the same with one of the ones on the hip. Just cut it off and try and catch it in the little bottle, and then put the topper on it and evaluate it.
Okay, so as you begin to cut the one on her hip, once you've made the incision, nothing comes out.
Okay.
So the cut is there, and you can you've made the cut the same as the other one, exactly the same. but for obviously the different like size. But there's nothing in like nothing's falling out, but you can see the blue through the skin. You can tell there's something in there, but you can't. It's not falling out like the slug thing itself did.
Serena, could you put a little bit of pressure on the top of this blue spot, please?
Squeeze the blue spot.
Okay, so Charlie, you walk up to it. Serena puts her claws on the thing and tries to like force it out of the cut from the top. Nothing comes out.
She's all dry, fam.
There's no even blood or anything coming out. Or...
Nope, nothing's coming out.
I'll put the bottle back down and then poke it with my free hand again. And does it feel the same as the other one did?
No. So this one doesn't feel like the squidge. This one feels very hard. This one feels quite solid. And you can tell that it's kind of it's like it's a circular spot on her hip, and it has a small bulge on it where the like rash seems to come down to.
Okay. Fucking medical puzzle.
I expected you to roll higher on history, I'm not gonna lie.
Trying to think of ways that would. I'll go back to my bag and grab the tweezers, and then if need be, I'll cut the skin open a bit more so I can fit the tweezers inside, and then I'll try and grab the what appears to be a blue disc, and then try and pull it out slightly.
Okay.
Very lightly. I'm being
So
extremely careful with this thing.
Okay, so you pull the skin open a little, and and you push the tweezers inside. You squeeze upon the end of the tendril where the disc appears to be.
Mhm.
And the little bastard in the blue thing doesn't seem to like this. He seems to be like trying to wriggle a little bit more.
Yeah.
You can hear him like smacking against the sides of the pot, but it appears as though he hasn't got the strength to move it,
Okay.
like at all. So you can just tell he doesn't like that. As you begin to pull gently, give it a gentle tug, you get some give, but only as much as you're asking. Okay. So do you want to pull harder? Do you want to stop pulling? What do you want?
Did it look like the tendrils from the little bastard were moving at all when I pulled? Was it as if I was pulling the other end of his?
No. It's not as if like he can control these tendrils at will. It seems as though he's a very like the tendrils themselves are very slow moving when he moves them.
Oh, no,
Whereas
I more meant it was
When his like body is like
as
bigger.
if like it was two ends of a string and he was holding onto one end and I was holding the other. If it was like if I pulled it and it like moved back into the body, I mean.
Yeah, so it is like it seems to be connected.
Yeah, okay. Right.
Yeah, so this seems to be part of him still, but like it wasn't like you're like pulling him in, like you weren't like pulling the tendril back in. No. Kitty.
I don't want to fucking cut these tendrils.
Okay, so while you're doing this, I can let you like roll like medical and insight for these again.
Okay, yeah, I'll do medical because that's what. Fuck's sake.
Okay, so as you've like tugged it, yeah, that's like that seems to be attached to her, like inside somewhere, like it's attached to a part of her. Yeah.
I'll try and trace where the from her hip. I'll sort of trace along and see where the tendrils go from there.
Okay, so the tendrils from that spot particularly go down her leg, like down the same leg that the hip's on, and then back up and out of the first cut to the blue bastard.
Okay.
That's not the name of whatever he is, by the way. That's just the nickname he's been given.
Yeah, the one I.
when
not
you
really
gave him.
professional. Well, it's not what Kozev's calling it. It's just what I'm calling it.
Yeah, it's what you're calling it and what we're calling it.
I'll examine the leg again. See, we'll just in a bit more depth. See if I can. So there's no other like blue spots or anything on it. It's just
No, the only
tendril
blue
and
spots
then
were
blue's background.
yeah. So the only blue spots were hips and her
Back.
back. Those are the only two blue spots. The 3 blue spots, 2 left. And the tendrils seem to come out from her hip and then like just wrap around her legs and go down. And then obviously back up to her like back. So it appears as though from this spot it only goes up and out or down and around her legs.
Okay.
Like it entwines like around her legs, like the same as the other tendrils were. So all the tendrils themselves are the same as all the. It just seems to be this blue spot is something.
I really need to do this in a proper workshop. I can't fucking do it in a goddamn inn. Need my tools. Need my sterilized area.
Scalpel
And obviously you need rolls that aren't 4.
That too.
helps.
I turn to Serena. I don't suppose you've seen anything like this.
Not
Charlie,
the doctor.
Charlie, if you want to roll
I've never seen a
history,
doctor in my life.
Charlie,
Yeah.
Charlie, you can roll history for this.
History. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
to see if you remember this sort of thing.
I probably don't. Yeah, no, don't know shit.
Well, what's the roll you got? 7. Okay, so as Serena begins to think back, she thinks she has seen this, but she's not the doctor of her village, so she didn't deal with it.
Yeah, sorry, from like a distance, maybe.
Yeah, you saw someone afflicted with it, but you didn't know anything about it. You didn't see.
I know that they
what
didn't
was done.
survive. No, I don't know.
I mean, that's up to you to make up that thing. That's like history of your clan or whatever.
History of
You
clans,
know-
shit doctors.
A few people in your clan had this before. This thing isn't rare, but it is uncommon.
Hmm. So is all of the sort of infection / virus, it's all just in her legs now because it's all dissipated from her upper body.
But it appears as though this poison, whatever it is fairly potent.
Yeah.
It seems to
It's
be with these things in her legs, she's still not waking up. Although she
Okay.
is stirring because she's now, I want to say, half free of the stuff.
dump your ass.
Fucking solo puzzles. This is just.
I mean, out of character, Charlie can still help you, and in character, Serena can still try and offer advice.
You can use my claw as a scalpel.
It's already cut. What the fuck?
Yeah, I've been using my knife. It's fine.
I know, but like in case you need another incision. So I don't even know the words.
It's a strange fucking thing to offer. All right.
Claw is like obsidian. It's really not. It's really fucking not.
So is this little? You said there was like sort of a little bulb, or whatever.
Mm.
Is that?
Yeah.
Just literally just below the skin.
It's below the skin, and it appears to be like she hasn't got like this girl has no muscle or fat, so to speak of. She's just very skinny girl, and like this seems to be kind of like attached to the bone there.
Okay.
Like if you were to put your hand like on your hip, you can feel like the bone kind of just through your skin.
Yeah.
That's where it is.
Okay.
Like it's on her hips, not her thighs. Because for some reason I was imagining it on her thighs. I think my brain just wanted to imagine thighs. I'm not gonna lie.
So is it too deep for me to sort of cut all around and then try and pull out?
There'd be nothing to cut around because it's like kind of just like attached. Like it's kind of like attached to the bone. But as you've like given it a good like the gentle tug, it's not like bound to the bone. It's just sort of like you know those suction cup toys you got as kids.
Yeah.
It's doing that to the bone,
Okay.
but it's obviously a bit more powerful than the plastic shitty ones we have in real life.
I'm going to go back to my tweezers and I'm going to give it another tug.
Okay. So how much of a tug do you want to give this?
Again, not too hard. I'm still trying to be very delicate, but I'm putting a bit more force behind it than the last time.
Okay, so
Roll
as you
straight.
begin to pull it, the little blue guy continues to wriggle and try and right himself. He still achieves nothing. But wait, he's never going to achieve nothing.
Okay.
You can see, looking at him and checking him, he can't get upright. There's too much of his own tendrils on top of him. Not only that, but there's not space for him to even right himself. Like, you know when you see a turtle flipped over? He's kind of like that, except for even more pitiable. Dude's useless now. So as you begin to pull, he seems to get more and more and more upset. But as you pull, you can feel the suction cup coming out more and more and more. And then the suction cup comes clear out, and you can see the tendrils attached to it.
Mm.
And you can also see another tendril going in, like from under the thing, like from underneath the suction cup.
From where it was, you mean? Or
Like, if you were to have the top of the suction cup has 3 tendrils on it, if you were to flip it over, it has 1 suction cup sticking straight back into her.
right, okay.
Now, this suction cup appears different to the others. This one seems bumpy rather than smooth and divoted.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I'll hold on to the suction cup and then I'll put the tweezers down and then I'll give this new tendril a light tug as well.
Okay, so you continue to puggle this new tendril out, and it seems to just keep coming out. But you can see it getting thinner and thinner and thinner as it goes in, like as it comes out.
Yeah, I'll keep pulling then.
Okay, as you keep pulling, eventually it comes out, and it's about. It seems as though it would go about into the middle of her stomach from where it was. Like that's like the distance that could travel.
Yeah.
That's quite the sizable tendril. You can also feel that it's quite rigid compared to the others that were very flexible and tube-like.
Yeah.
This one seems a little more rigid, as if it had. I wouldn't say it has bone in it, but it feels like
Cartilage sort of thing.
cartilage sort of stuff. Yes, it's like this thing is supposed to be able to stiffen at will,
Mhm.
and it's stiffened to go into her. Okay,
Oh fuck. It's a boner.
and you've obviously now pulled it out.
So there's still, I'm guessing, yeah, there's 1 tendril still going in because this is all connected to little blue bastard.
Yeah, so there's 1 tendril now still going in from that fire, going back up to the to his like the root of him in the back of her in her back. Yeah, there you go. In her back. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what's then?
Uh,
Charlie's getting so much engagement.
yeah, I know. I feel bad.
Do not feel such things. You're a doctor.
Charlie's jacking off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, body horror.
Just finding shit on Tumblr.
I tried to make this not horror. I'll be real.
There's only one thing I can think to do really now, because I'm not going to be able to pull this fucking thing all the way back through her body. Well, maybe. Let's see. I'll hold on to this mess of tendril stuff, and then I'll, putting the knife down, of course, I'll sort of tug on the one that sort of, I believe, links up to this one, of the 2 that are connected to the other fucker, like back over where the initial cut on her back was.
Yeah. So as you pull it all back through her back and up through her back, it all comes out like basically. I wouldn't say freely, but it all comes out.
Ugh.
So it's just the one on her other thigh now.
Is there anything of her left?
Huh? Yeah, she's she's fine.
Just,
She's just shriveled up.
where are her bones? That's
No,
all blood.
I'll repeat the process that I just did on the
Yeah.
other hip.
Is she in pain during all this? Do I need
She's
to,
unconscious. She's like completely unconscious.
Okay.
Like she's been like sedated by the slug boy,
Cool.
the blue sluggy boy.
I'm gonna
Okay, so
get
you-
a drink.
Okay. See, as you continue to remove it from the other side, you notice a lot of blood on the bed. In your haste to remove the bug, you haven't sealed up the hole on her other side. And it's now, without the blue inside of it, it is starting to bleed.
What, on
And
her hip, you mean?
yeah, her other hip is now bleeding out. Like, it's starting to bleed because you didn't seal it up. Other than that, you can't see any issue.
Okay, I'll, would all this mess fit into that bottle, or is it too big?
It would all fit into that bottle, yes.
Okay,
The
right. I'll stuff it in there.
the cartilage seeming like tendrils, they do like bend when you put pressure on them.
Okay. Yeah.
But when you do it, the guy seems to be like, he doesn't want them to be non-stiff.
Mhm.
But he concedes because he can't really put up much of a fight in his situation. So he's now completely contained in that bottle.
Yeah.
And as soon as you like, how tight do you put on the lid?
As tight as it'll go, like
Okay,
without
so
it's without sort of squishing him too much, because I want this little bastard alive. But
okay, so you fully tighten the lid, completely sealed, and as soon as it's completely filled, it fills with blue liquid,
bastard.
and he's now completely covered in his own blue stuff. You can't see anything other than blue in that tube.
Okay.
In that container.
I'll put that on the drawer and then grab some. Don't have bandages. Shit. Well, her gown then. I'll rip up part of her gown and sort of try and make some makeshift bandages out of it and stop the bleeding.
Okay, roll a medicine check for me, please.
Whole pussy.
Hey! Okay, so you tear apart the cleanest parts of her gown at the bottom, and you tie it around her leg, stopping the blood flow from escaping.
Okay.
So her legs are no longer blue.
Mhm.
Yes, you've staunched the flow, and it seems as though you've got the whole thing out.
Yeah. I'll do one last look over just to make sure.
Okay, so as you look over her, she's now. Do you want her on her back or her front here?
I'll put her back on her front and put the gown back on her as well. After I do the last inspection.
Okay, so as you do the last inspection, you can see all the blue is still fading. It's now not a deep shade of blue, it's now a light shade of blue mixing with her skin.
Yeah.
In her arms, it's almost completely gone. In her legs, it's still kind of there. And on her back, it's still very much there, but it is fading.
Yeah.
Yeah. It appears as though her fever has broken. She's no longer feverish,
Mhm.
but she is still unconscious, and the crying has stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's still just sleeping now. Possibly due to blood loss, possibly due to the fact that she's tired.
Okay. I'll sort of pack everything back up except the little blue bastard. I need to figure out a way to seal that again. Make sure that he can't get out. Don't want him somehow finding a way out during the night. But
Okay.
I'll put him in another pouch for now, in his own separate
Okay.
one.
His own special pouch.
Uh,
Okay, now here's the question. Do you want to name him? Do you want to name his species, or do you want to name the affliction he just caused?
I can do, but
Because
if I do, I will need a little break to do that.
because I'm giving you a choice here between remembering what Owen called it, or now naming it yourself because Owen doesn't know it, Serena doesn't know it, you don't know it.
You said it was uncommon, didn't you? Not rare, but
Yeah, it's uncommon. So it's to the point of you saw this maybe once a year.
Yeah.
So it happens, but when it happens, it's like, oh fuck, what's this shit? What? It's not like once in a millennium, but you need to be a higher tier doctor to know how to treat this off the top of your head.
Mm.
Obviously, you now can because you've just done it, but
I'm too chat of a doctor to not do that.
Yeah. So it's like every doctor would probably name this thing themselves. So Owen probably had a name for it, and you could obviously give it a name yourself. It's not like you've got a cold, or you've got this super rare disease that no one's ever heard of.
Mm. yeah, like I said, I'll probably have to. I mean, me being me, I'd probably just name it after what, or I'd try and remember what Owen named it. But
JJ Itis.
Do you want me to tell you what the name I wrote down for it was?
yeah, can do.
Then obviously you can then have a little bit of a choose. Okay, so that is called the Blue Moon Weaver.
I like that.
Okay.
Is it
So it's a blue.
Is that the disease then, or the little bastard?
That's the little bastard. The little bastard's a Blue Moon Weaver. The affliction he causes is the Moon Weaver's
Moonweaver's what? Sorry.
curse.
Ah, right. Okay.
Fun fact: the reason the room was cold was just because the fucking window was open and neither of you checked it.
Ah, it's the ghost in the blood. Moon runes.
I mean, I didn't say that there was a window, but I mean, I just there was a window in the person's bedroom.
I don't know. Fucking poor town, man.
Look out the window.
There's
There's
a
a window.
window. It's got wings. It's flying there. It's watching you.
Right, before we continue, I need to have a quick break. I need to go to the toilet and stuff like that. So,
Do
Mhm.
it.
I can continue packing up if Serena wants to go do something else for a bit.
Yeah, Johnny, you want to go do something else?
Wait. There's nothing to do.
I mean, you haven't gone shopping.
Yeah, go find
So
something.
I don't need anything. I got a fucking explorer's pack.
Man, the lady has a grab bag of magical items and you don't even want to. You're a pussy.
I don't know about that.
Serena, while
True,
I deal
in
with things
character,
here,
yeah.
there's a shop that I think you should go check out. There was nothing there that caught my eye, but the lady there, she might be of some use to you.
Alright. Let's do that. And
Yeah.
by let's, I mean me.
Yes, I still have some last-minute examinations to do, and then on that note, I will be right back because I need to go to the loo. So, fear not, everything's still being recorded, so I'll have everything. But
Cool. Oh shit, we can't talk shit about JJ on
Oh, no, we can.
feel free to. I'll just get sad later.
Okay.
Scott.
All right, yeah, we're back.
Okay, so Charlie, do you want to enter the store?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So you walk downstairs and you see the barkeeper, and he looks up at you and he goes, "Hey, you're awake! You're alive! I owe someone some money. How you
Wait.
doing?"
Wait, what did he say? He owes someone some money. Oh, bastard!
Okay, so he asks you how you're doing. You can choose a response.
Shit, man, I'm not good at role.
No, this is time to try. You've just seen JJ do it for 37 minutes.
Hmm. Bruh, I can't do it. I'll be honest with you.
Okay. I mean, say you were ill, like say you had the flu, and you came downstairs and like someone who knows you were ill but didn't know like how well ill you were has now seen you. What would you like to say to them? How much alcohol have you drunk?
No, it's not that.
No, I'm just making a joke, mate.
Oh shit, man! I don't. I'm just fucking.
You just draw in a blank at all times.
Yeah.
Okay. So you stare back at him, like kind of like you don't know what to say, and he goes, "Oh, I was just joking. I don't know owe anyone some money. How's it going upstairs? Do you know how it's going upstairs? Your pal said he was going to look at my daughter. Did he have a look? Is he still in there? Do you know anything? If not, don't worry about it.
Well, he's definitely made some fucking progress.
Progress, huh?
Oh
Go on.
yeah,
Good or bad progress?
good. Although
Hey!
he's still taking some shit out of her. I don't fucking know.
Taking something out of her, huh? I thought she was ill.
Well,
Well, I mean, if she had a parasite or a
looks like a parasite.
parasite, yeah. Ah, well. Oh, thanks for giving me a bit of. Whew, it's a weight off my mind. Thanks for that. Well,
She must mean a lot to you.
She's the only daughter I have left. The other one went missing. The missus went missing as well. She's my family, and she's the last I have. So knowing that she's going to be getting better from today, that's a great relief. Thank you. You know what? You and your pal are welcome here anytime, especially if she makes it through the night. If she wakes up, consider yourself family as well. Still have to pay for your drinks, but you know, I'll give you better stuff than I give everyone else.
Sweet. Right. I need to go get some supplies if we're going to go kill these fucking goblins.
Yeah, gobbos. Yes.
Gobbos.
So he bids you farewell as you leave and go to this. Okay. So you've heard the store, haven't you?
Yeah, mostly.
Okay. So you enter the store. You see the old lady on your left. You see the old man on your right. There's the line of dirt in the middle. Where do you stand? Who do you visit?
Um.
And if you say the old lady, I'm gonna cry because this poor
Oh.
old geezer. I'm not
I was
gonna cry.
gonna-
Go to whoever you want to go to.
No, I want to go to the
Don't get
geezer.
guilt
I want to
tripped.
know
Don't
what
get guilt
he's
tripped.
got.
Okay. So as you walk in, he goes, "Hello there." And you give him a small wave back, and you approach him. What do you want to ask for?
I say, I need, I need some items that can give me more chances in combat.
Chances in combat, eh? Chances in combat, eh? Let's have a look here. And he just drops. He's gone. He's just dropped behind the counter. Okay? You hear lots of rattling and scuffling around behind the bottom of the counter, and he pops up again, and he slams a big old chest down. It's not as big as the box the lady had, but it's sizable. And he fiddles around with the front of it. He pops it open, and you can see a myriad of items inside. Okay? So, you have a choice here. Do you want this to be, like, stuff? Like, do you want it to be a mixed bag of Charlies, or do you want this to be actual things that you can look at and buy?
Well, I'd like to.
Because he has got two boxes. He's got the chest of weird stuff, and he's got the chest of normal-ish stuff.
I guess normal-ish stuff. I just need something like that can kind of complement my build, I guess.
Okay? So you begin to look through. As you're looking through, you notice a few bits and bobs you might need. So one moment, please, while I get up Auxilius. There we go. Okay, so you find a thank you list for then disappearing, you piece of fuck. Okay, here we go. So you find a small ring. This small ring seems to be a bit of a. It seems to have a bit of magic being given off. You see. What are you wearing right now? You're wearing just normal clothes, right?
Yeah, I don't have anything special on.
Okay, so you find a big bundle of cloth that's all tied up. But you can't particularly see what that is. Like, you can just tell this is a piece of clothing of some kind. What it actually is, you can't tell because it's all bundled up.
Right. Can I do like an inspection on the ring?
Yeah, if you want to roll an arcana.
What?
An arcana for me. You roll 10. Okay, so you can tell that this ring isn't evil. It's a good ring. Just a small magical ring. Seems to give you some sort of buff. It's good for you, but
Don't know what exactly.
you don't know what it does exactly, unfortunately, no.
Can I ask about it?
You can, however, I'm going to tell you right now, you don't know.
Okay. Shit. Okay. Okay. I'll ask how much for the ring then. 'cause I want-
Okay, so this is just a small, like, you can't tell the metal 'cause it's kind of dirty. You hold it up to him and you go, how much for this ring? And he responds, a gold. He gives you a good big smile, and he's got big like gaps in all of his teeth. Tons of them missing.
How about 75 silver?
He goes, oh, deal.
Oh, that was easy. I didn't even have to roll for anything.
Okay, so minus 75 silver, and then put in your inventory a small ring of copper.
Small copper ring.
Yeah.
Small copper ring.
Yes.
Hang on. I'm looking. Wait. Oh shit! I clicked the wrong ad. Hang on. All right. We go small. Cool. Got it.
I'm trying to see if there's like a list of enchants I can look at to see what I can give you. Because so far, no one has ever managed to find a fucking enchanted item in my games. So,
I'm back, by the way, if you couldn't hear me making noises.
do you know where the
I
like?
wonder when JJ's gonna be back.
Do you know where the item enchantment page is in the D&D book, JJ?
That might be in the DM guide.
Spells. Oh no, this is spells enchantment.
Yeah, I'll go check quickly. Because Anthony has my books. Which reminds me, I need to get my books back. So yeah, be right back.
I don't. One sec. Fucking. Fucking
Mr.
trying so
White.
hard to find something. Sorry about this. I should have got this list ready, but obviously, I'm a dingus.
Dingo. Oh god, no. Midna, but reversed proportions.
What? So this is like.
No, so Imp
Titty?
Midna is tall and human Midna is short. Don't like it.
um. God dang it.
God
It
damn it.
this seems to just keep going and going and going with no items, if that makes sense.
Isn't there just a list of potent enchantments it could have?
That's what I'm looking for, and I just cannot find it. It's
I
doing my
found-
nutting.
I've only found.
I found like names and stuff, no actual loot. Like, no items. This is just fucking me off. This is just not helpful.
Sorry about that.
It's no worries. I have the DM's book open. I just can't find anything.
Dang dong.
Like all I ever find are like magic spells and stuff. Never what I want. Hold on, I might have found something here. What's this? Here we go. Found some.
Where is it?
Finally.
Whoa!
Mine is on page 190. Is rings.
Is that in the input?
Okay, so I'm just looking through now to see what Charlie would get. Here we go. So Charlie, now that you've bought this ring and you've had a good look at it, you can tell this is a ring of evasion. It has 3 charges, and it recharges these charges every morning.
Okay.
Motherfucker's identifying shit without the identify spell. What the fuck?
Well, it's just because he's just bought the damn thing for once. He spent money on it now. And also, he rolled the magic check on it. He could tell what magic it was. He just couldn't tell because it was covered in filth. He's cleaned the filth off. He can now tell.
Ring of evasion, 3
Yeah.
charges, recharges
Okay.
each more.
Okay. So that's what I'm giving you now. The next time you can work out anything about it will be when you can use it.
Sweet. I want to use it right now.
You can't use it right now.
Why not? I just fucking dodge roll out the fucking shop.
Okay. So the ring gives a passive effect. You'll find out. Obviously, JJ can read it about it in the book, but I'm going to change it slightly to make it fit for a mage. Okay.
Alright.
No, I'm not reading about it. That's metagaming.
Oh, that's meta.
Hey, good boy. Okay.
He says.
So-
I was
on
just
his lap.
getting that to help you out. I was gonna just say, right.
You have to like find the page and then take a picture of the page
Without
and
reading
not read it and send it.
Alright.
Sweet. Dacry.
Okay. So the other things you're looking at in there are, so you've got the ring out and you've bought the ring. So deduct the 75 silver.
Oh, I already have.
If you haven't already, there you go. And you've obviously got the big bundle of cloth. And as you continue to rummage in the box, you find a small rock.
A rock.
Yeah, it's also covered in filth, like everything else in this man's shop. But you have it up, and obviously, if you want to check it, anything else about it, you have to roll for it.
Alright, let's do it. What do I need to roll?
I've got 0 HP.
I was just fixing that.
Okay, so for this rock you're holding up, you can roll either Arcana or Insight.
Arcana or insight? So Arcana is intelligence. Or
And insight
intelligence. Intelligence is my good side. So Arcana.
You never rolled for your intelligence. I gave you 13 by default, remember?
My constitution. Oh,
Because it was -5 when we started, so I gave you 13.
I'm a sorcerer, right? So wisdom should be my highest stat.
Mm,
Oh, wait, charisma is. Never mind. That just okay. Whatever. It doesn't.
sexy Dragonborn.
Wait. What are you implying? Anyway, I got 6, which is like shit.
You feel nothing from the rock.
Okay.
You
Throw
have
that
the rock
over
up.
my shoulder.
Okay.
Don't actually. Don't.
You put the rock back in there, and the old man continues to like look excited because like almost as if you're the first customer he's ever bloody had.
Okay.
Okay. So do you want to have a look at the robes?
I do. I was going to ask, can I like roll something?
Yeah.
Because
So
I mean, can I just like unravel it and take a good
you
look at
have
it?
to ask the old man.
Hey, old man, let's see what this is all about, please.
That there's a robe of some sort, some description, some item, something, some thong. Yeah, it's a
thong?
thing. It's a robe. Yeah, it's a robe of some sort, of some description. If you want to have a look at it, yeah, I'm afraid if you want to unravel that, you will have to buy it because I bought it like that. And if you unravel it and it activates the magic, then Well, then I've lost product, haven't I? So
Yo
you have to
got
buy it before you unravel it. I'm afraid.
yo got changing rooms.
He stares at you,
I'm kidding. How much?
and and he goes, "We do, but they're ours." And he points a big bony finger, which like
Bony.
his
Bends
finger like
backwards.
bends, and he points across the room at the old lady who's just glaring at you both.
I mistake his finger for a twig.
Okay. I mean, you would. It's like knobbly and like long. So yeah. Twig like.
Okay. Cool. How much would you be willing to part with it for?
He goes. Hmm. Well, sees I bought it for a hefty sum of my teeth, and he shows you. Like, he points to the holes in his teeth, and he's like, "Some crazy old man came in and wanted to buy it, and he took my teeth. But I mean, I got the robe out of it, so." And he smiles to his face. You can see he's got like 6 teeth missing, and he goes, "Either get me 6 of these, or pay me 6 gold."
Seems like someone came in, started a fight. He got punched in the face, and he managed to grab the guy's cloak before he ran off.
I mean,
Um,
if you want to roll insight into what he said, you can.
can I actually?
Yeah.
See what?
Roll, mate.
Why are my rolls shite?
Don't actually know. Okay,
Just
so you roll
got a
insight.
character from last week.
What you can tell is that is exactly what he believes happened.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So as far as you can tell, that
So,
is how he got the robe. Someone
robe of
came and
magic
bought
teeth.
his teeth.
Robe of magic teeth. Do I purchase for 6 gold? Well,
No,
I've got
no,
the cash.
He
Quite
sold
frankly,
his teeth for it. The robe has nothing to do with teeth. He just sold his teeth for it.
I agree. But as far as I'm concerned, it's
Robe
the
of magic teeth.
robe teeth.
Robe of
Teeth.
teeth.
The rope
All right.
teeth.
Okay.
I'll take it. 6 gold.
Okie dokie. So you
A gold per tooth.
okay?
He's going to the dentist after this.
There's a dentist in this town.
Check's the closest thing I've got to a dentist.
Yeah. I did it. You gonna carve him some wooden teeth?
Yeah, give me a few weeks.
Or do you want to carve him some gold ones out of the coins you just got off Charlie?
Need to go find a wood carver's kit. I wonder if he'll sell one.
Alright, so I've got this robe now. What's it? Well, I can't put it on here because I don't want to get naked just yet.
Okay.
God damn it! I keep actually. Sorry, I'm still trying to learn how to use this fucking.
That's fine.
I'll put it in my inventory for now. I'll just put it as bundled robe.
Okay. So you're done then, you're leaving.
Yeah,
Okay, remember to deduct your gold.
just did.
Nice. Yeah, so as you begin to leave, the little old man goes, "Thank you for your customer service," and he does a bow. And he smacks his head on the chest because he didn't expect it to be there. Before he closes it, locks it up and puts it back under, and then he takes the shoebox, which he had out, and puts it under there as well.
Sweet, nice guy.
You-
Qu-
he smacked
Only
his
no
forehead.
teeth.
He smacked his forehead on it. He didn't lose any extra teeth.
That could have got some free teeth out of the deal.
Okay, so you're just gonna leave, yeah? You're not gonna go to the old lady's side of the store.
Nah, yeah, we good. I got my magic.
Okay.
Rank.
Quickly roll a dex for me, real quick.
Oh no.
Don't worry, this is just for mana.
Uh,
Okay. So you're
why? Is it an
saving
8?
throw. So as you're leaving, you knock some dust and dirt onto the other lady's side of the store, and she slams her hand down on her desk. Immediately followed by a 19.
I hate this fucking website.
She slams her hands down on the desk, and she goes, "Oi! Keep that filth on your side of the store!" And she's like spitting venom at the man.
The man, even though it was me who did it.
Yeah. And he starts laughing, going, "You're just upset that she bought from me and not your stuffy, up-priced side of the store for once." As
We'll
you
come back
leave,
tomorrow. There's gonna be a fucking murder.
as you leave, you can continue to hear them bickering through the walls.
I'm gonna do that on purpose from here on out.
Okay, so Charlie's had his shopping trip and has acquired 2 items.
Items.
Yeah.
I've got an engagement.
Oh no.
Dodge roll. Alright, sweet. I guess I'll go back to the inn, to my room where I've been recovering and get changed. Let's see what this fucking robe's all about.
Okay. So you go upstairs, you get changed. As you unravel the robe, to like you undo the bundle of like the it's like fat straw that he had tied it up together. As you undo it and open it, it's a crimson robe with a very distinct pattern.
Okay.
Right?
It is cloth, right?
Yeah, it's cloth. It's a cloth robe, but it has what look to be like the pattern of teeth on the like the bottom of it, like along the trim of the bottom.
Rope.
I knew it! I knew it!
Right. Upon closer inspection, this is just the stitching and the pattern on the
Oh.
robe. There aren't teeth sewn into the robe. However, the stitching job looks like teeth, and this is along all of the hems, along the cuffs, along the bottom of it, along the top of it, all of it. If there's somewhere where there's stitches of cloth being connected, there's teeth there.
Oh, fucking sick! Cool.
Well, what appears to be teeth from a distance.
Right, gotcha. Teeth. Yes. Okay, sweet. I'm putting that shit on.
Okay, so Charlie is now wearing his crimson of teeth. Even though it's not actually teeth robes, but
My son? Oh, I was right.
Crime Son. Okay, so Charlie is dressed in his robe, and I presume you put the ring on as well.
Yeah.
It is your time to do stuff, I suppose. Since
Well,
you've, bandaged the lady up and taken the blue bastard out of her.
Sarima would have seen me just exiting the room just as she comes back.
Okay.
So I'd
Alrighty.
sort of just give her a slight nod and see that she's going into a room. So I just go back downstairs to talk to the innkeeper.
As he nods at me, I don't even look at him. I'm just looking at that thing in the jar. I'm like,
Staring there like, what the fuck?
Get my crucifix out. I'm like, "Meh."
There's gonna be a lot more where that came from, Charlie. Trust me.
Great.
Okay,
It's
so
a hive mind.
there's hundreds of them.
Parasite.
They're all in the basement. Okay,
Oh, no.
so JJ, as you go downstairs, the barkeep looks up at you, his face shining. He looks at you and he goes, "There you are, traveller. Oh, I shouldn't call you a traveller. What's your name, mate? I've either forgotten it or I never caught it in the first place."
I extend my hand. The name is Kosef Hotala.
"Nice to meet you, Kosef Hotala. Well, I heard from your pal that you've been doing work up there, so care to enlighten me more than she had?"
I am slightly unfamiliar with this affliction that she had, and I sort of bring out the little bottle of what appears to just be blue liquid.
He goes, "What the bloody heck is that?"
It's called a wait, where is it? A blue moon weaver.
Mhm.
I'm not entirely certain how it
Oh.
affects people, but my old mentor dealt with this a couple of times, and it is a arduous process to deal with, but managed to remove it from her body, and her affliction is dissipating. Just needs time and rest. She should.
Oh, thank you, Kosef. Right. Well then, he gets out a big bottle of alcohol and smacks it on the side. He goes, "This is yours. Feel free to take it. And also the matter of downstairs." He gets out a key and he hands you the key. He says, "This will open both the door and he points to like behind him where the stairs go up. There's a door like there behind the bar, and he points to that and he goes, "Down there, you'll obviously find loads of barrels full of alcohol. Just look under all of them, and eventually you'll find my lockbox. The key will open the lockbox as well. You're free to take whatever you want, but I will know if you drink all my alcohol because I'll be screwed for life. But
Have no
my
fear.
daughter's life's worth is worth more."
I'm not a big drinker,
Okay.
but
So do you
I'll
want to
still,
take
I'll
take
still
the
accept
alcohol?
the alcohol and then stuff it into my bag.
Okay, so if you want to add that, okay,
Oh, do I know what it is, or is it just?
it's got a label, right?
Yeah, I want to examine.
Okay, so if you look at the label and you read it, it's called Mist Shot Wine.
Mist shot wine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can read the label further, and it basically states about how it's grown in a field, like a winery that's completely covered in mist year over, and this mist is supposed to seep into the berries of the grapes and make them have a tingle of magic, because people believe the mist itself that's always there is. I mean, it's there year round. It's got to be magic, right?
Yeah.
It's called Mist Shot because people usually take it in shots as a celebratory drink.
Okay.
But you can drink it like normal wine.
Nice.
It's just like it has two ways of being drunk: wine or shot of wine. Which sounds real bizarre now that I've said that out loud. Shot of wine. But yeah.
It's like a whiskey.
Okay. Yeah. I'll stuff that into my bag and then I'll take the key off and then go downstairs.
Okay. So as you go downstairs, the first thing you notice is there is a single lantern down here, keeping the whole thing lit. It's a much more powerful lantern, and as you look into it, you can see it's full of fireflies. So it's almost as if the reason why that's full of fireflies is so there's no fire down in the storage room, because you can see through your mask. Does your mask have like something protecting your eyes, or is there like holes?
Oh no, yeah. There's like little glass things.
Yeah. So the glass has condensation of it, but it's not water; it's alcohol condensing on your glasses
Fuck's sake.
in like small amounts. So there's a lot of it in the air. So obviously there cannot be any fire down here. Like the rest of the place can have fire, but it can't have like open flames. Down here, nope.
Okay. In that case, I'll cast light on my quarterstaff and just use it
Okay,
to
so you
light
cast
my
light.
way.
You cast light, and you can begin to see the whole room, and you can see keg after keg after keg. They've all got things scrawled across them in the what you presume to be the barkeep's handwriting, so he knows which is which. However, that handwriting is bloody illegible. It's so unbelievably bad. He might have been drunk when writing this. No, you begin to. Do you want to search under all of them? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking for the lockbox.
Yeah. So you start looking for the lockbox. You like put your staff down so the light can like go under them, and you can see where it is quite easily, and you can just reach it and get it out. Okay.
Mhm.
So you want to give the little lockbox an open?
I do.
Oakley dokley. One El Memento then.
Although
Fuck, I closed the tab.
I might take this out of the basement a little just so I don't have to keep clearing my goggles with my hand to get all the fucking alcohol off. A clear vision of this. So like in the
Very
sort of
well.
the stairway or something. Just yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you leave and you begin to open the chest. As you open the chest, you can see there's a small pouch of gold, what you presume to be this man's savings. Not exactly like all of his savings, but the savings he keeps down there for like in case he needs them. You can see a small ring in there, and you can see another small ring next to it that's very obviously like that's his wedding ring.
Yeah.
There's a wedding ring and there's like a different ring. There is a small wooden box inside of it, which doesn't appear to have a lock on it. You can probably just pick it up and open it. And then there's also a small locket. So what would you like to do?
I would like
It's a
to,
wooden locket, by the way.
I'd open the little wooden box.
Okay, so quickly roll a d20 for me to find out what is in the box. A
Boy,
El Tenrino. One uno momento. Okay, so inside of it is a small necklace. Okay,
A skull
it's a
necklace, did you say?
small
Oh.
necklace. It would go around your neck and then stop, so it's like goes around the back of your neck, then stops, and then has like a small connecting like thread of gold loops with small blue like crystals dangling from them.
Okay.
The kind of thing you'd expect like a shaman to be wearing, except they'd be like bone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from the ring that's not the engagement ring and faint traces of magic.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pick that up and, well, not identify, but see if I can figure out what it is just by looking at it.
Necklace, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, hit me with an arcana roll, please. Ayo! Okay, so you can pretty much almost immediately tell what this does. Obviously, you can't tell the roll or anything like that. What you can tell is that this is a necklace of healing.
Okay.
So whatever it does, gives you a small heal of some sort.
I have a question quickly. Completely out of character.
Yeah.
Are these items that we're getting on a list that all of us can get from, or is it just specific to us? Because mine have been 3 very necromancer-looking ones, and now 1 that's healing.
Okay, so these are items I am making. These aren't like on a list you can just get.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you'd made like a list beforehand. I mean.
No, I have like a list of like effects that I'm using, but I'm creating the items themselves and then I'm giving the to them.
Okay.
And also what items did you find before? You had the
It was
ring,
bow
you had
and
the
arrow.
gloves, and what was the other one? I can't remember.
The boots that
Shit.
smelled like shit.
The boots that smell like shit. Okay, so only one of those was deliberately necromantic.
Well, they all seemed like death. Or spooky.
The other two were not supposed to be as spooky as I made them out to be. And I apologize for that. But obviously, my descriptions lead to spooky things. If you want, I can describe the crystals and make them spooky.
This heals you, but in a spooky way.
A ghost hand comes out of it and makes you feel better.
tickles you.
Sometimes it gives you a hand job. You got to roll a nat 20 for that, though. Okay, so what do you want to do, JJ?
I'll put it back in its box and then put that in a bag, and then I'll look over the ring that wasn't the guy's wedding ring.
Okay, do you want to roll Arcana for that as well, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, hit that with a roll quick. Oh, what did you
I'm
roll?
stealing all
Wow.
of Charlie's luck.
You see every single good fucking piece of like roll ever. Okay,
Except for that one history check, but
so as you begin to check it, you can see what sort of magic it's giving off. The magic it's giving off.
necrotic. Please.
No, it's way better. It's way better. So this small ring, it seems to be made of like silver,
Mm.
and it has a white jewel followed by 2 blue jewels. And what this ring does is it has something to do with water and interacting with the water in specific ways.
Okay.
So just looking at it, you can tell this is a water ring, but what this water ring does exactly, you're not quite sure.
Okay.
Like how Charlie's not sure what his ring does, and the necklace does, and Charlie's not sure what his robe does. These are just kind of stuff
Yeah.
that does things.
Okay. Yeah. I'll put that in the same pouch as the necklace, and then I'll close everything back up,
Okie dokie.
and then I'll go put it back where I found it, and then Go back to the innkeeper.
Okay, so you put his gold and his wedding ring back, yeah?
I'm not
Yep,
interested
then
in
you-
either of those.
Yeah, and you just slide the thing back under there, yeah?
Yeah.
Like back to where it was, okay? So as you come back up, you hand him back the key. I presume you hand him back the key anyway, you don't have to force you to do that. Okay, so
And the
you
key.
come back up.
What
he-
key?
he
I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, so you come up, he looks to you and he goes, "Find it all right down there." He sees the alcohol like, on your glasses and gives a slight chuckle, just going, oh.
I cast light on my quarterstaff again. And it's quite easy when you have magical ability.
I suppose you're right, mate. Well then, thank you for all that you've done. I told your friend, but I'll tell you as well. You and I are always welcome here. Always. Consider yourselves part of the family. Especially when my daughter gets up and starts walking again. At that point, I'll sell you better alcohol than everyone else gets. How's that sound?
I'm sure my friend will appreciate that.
She said as much. Well, I won't keep you here too long. I assume you guys have got business to attend to other than hanging out inside my dusty old tavern. Well, thank you very much again. I can't thank you enough. You've saved her. Really, you've saved her. You've saved me. I thank you. Really, thank you.
It was nothing, my friend. Just doing my duty.
Yeah, you can tell he's not not got a very good way with words, but
Yeah.
he's genuine.
Okay, with that, I'll nod and then I'll go back upstairs to Serena's room.
I always
Okay.
imagine Jack, character just hovering. Like, you don't really see footsteps, just a cloak.
I'm that light-footed as well. It's just you can't hear my footsteps.
Shh.
But
Whenever he walks around.
in character though, I'm wearing fairly large boots, so
Beauties.
Blum, 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 blum.
But yeah, I'll then go to Serena's room and knock.
Alrighty. I let him in.
Are you still
Half
wearing the
naked.
robe?
No, yeah. Of course. Teeth, dude. I look fucking great.
That is an interesting robe. I presume you bought that from the store?
Of course.
I'm intrigued to see which side you bought from. The woman or the crazy little dirty old man?
I'm not crazy. What? There's like a sweatshop behind her house.
She means well.
There's nothing behind her. It's just a alleyway where she keeps the kids.
Now there's the big tower that's behind her, and then also if you were to go out and not go into her tower, it'd be like immediate the slums where the children are.
Alright.
Basically,
Right,
it's just a back
so-
door. And the kids be outside her, like behind the shop all the time. Okay, what do you guys want to do?
What was it we said we were going to do next? Like, quest wise.
Goblins.
Goblins.
Because there's gobbos and the rats to do.
Gobbos.
And you don't want to do rats, because your character has some sort of hate for them.
Honestly, I don't know where the hatred for the rats has come from. Rats weren't in the last DLC.
DLC.
Rats weren't in the last D&D session I did with Charlie's character. Like, I think it was wolves. Were they?
Can't remember.
Wolves and like crazy people. So-
Giant rats just sound like the beginning of some video game, so.
Oh yeah, that was the point.
It's money though, bruh.
It is money, we'll do it. Just
Last.
last. Gobbos. sound
It's the
more
least
fun.
pressing of the issue as well. Anyway. Like
True.
some dude's basement or invasive goblins and spiders. Like
Are they even giant rats or are they just normal ass rats?
There's
He
a lot of
didn't
rats in my
say.
basement.
he just said he's got
It's
rats
just
in his
like a couple
basement. Like,
rats. Just go squish them. Don't even have to do that. Just trap them.
Take one as a pet. Ironically. Play
Call
dog.
him Remy.
Play doctor.
Call it Remy, man.
Spread my own
Yeah.
disease.
So you
He'll
guys-
be your nose.
Y'all want to head? I think it was west to the Goblines.
Do we
Yeah.
wanna
No,
do
it
it
was
now?
east. It was east. East
Oh,
of the
wait, yeah,
Goblines.
what time is it?
Is
20
20
past 9.
I mean, in game, you nerds.
Oh, in game?
Oh!
What do you mean nerds? If anything, that's nerdy. Like the opposite of nerdy. In game, it will be. It was already early afternoon, so I guess it'll be about 2 o'clock now.
I swear
So
it was
if you-
2 o'clock when we did the spiders.
No, it was 3 o'clock we did the
It's
spiders.
always 2.
Wait, so how is
We
it 2
don't
o'clock
remember.
now?
Because you did it a week ago!
Oh, fuck!
What the fuck?
'Cause it seemed like we just got back, because like, that's one thing that sort of confused me, because, yeah, I don't know. Never mind, yeah.
Fucking dumbass. Okay, so. Yeah, it's a different fucking day. You haven't gone backwards in time.
How is it 2 o'clock if it was 3 last time?
It was about 1:30 when you started the surgery, JJ. So basically, your bandages would be ready by now.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Although if you want to go get those now or later, I don't know.
I will want to go get them as soon as they're done, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I guess you want to go get them, yeah?
Yes.
Charlie, you going with?
Yeah, I might as well.
I have to go back to
Mhm.
the shop to collect the bandages, so
Let's
you can
go
tag
get
along if you want.
Banky. Do it.
Okay. So as you guys walk into the store, obviously you give the barkeeper a farewell wave and a bit of a see you later. He seems to kind of adore you guys now. Don't know why he adores Charlie. I guess it's just because he's a friend of
Well,
Kosef. You saved her life. So
Yeah.
as you walk into the store, I presume JJ does the same thing he done last time
What,
with the
take
taking off the
yeah.
boots. Yeah. Serena does. What does she do?
I just fucking walk in. I've
So
not
you
been
just-
on this side, remember?
Oh, so you just like knock loads of dust onto her side as well.
Huh? Oh. I might just like really craftily, just knock it over. Like, oh,
You just make
accidentally, you know?
Okay, so as you walk in, and Charlie, so you're walking side by side. JJ walks in, takes his shoes off, steps off of the mat onto the clean side. Serena, on the other hand, walks in, walks straight across the dirt, turns left, walks straight onto the clean side, traipsing dirt immediately on. The little old man starts laughing. He goes, "Oh, it's nice robes you got there, lass. Where'd you get them?"
You say fucking ropes.
Robes.
Oh, ropes. I thought you said ropes. I was gonna get fucking mad at you for bringing up me for getting ropes again.
Ah, but you did it. It was you. Okay. You can feel the old lady glaring daggers at him, and then at you, and then at him, and at you, and at him.
Why
and you.
me? What I do? I'm merely a patriot.
Bought from him,
Uh,
and you're traipsing dirt onto her side of the. So she calls, Mavis! Mavis! The little girl comes in, again, different colour hair to the one JJ last saw, and the first one. And she
Wow.
runs over to Charlie and starts whacking him with a brush.
Whacking me.
Yeah, she's got like a small broom and she's just like whacking you with the threads of it,
Nice.
trying to get you back onto the filthy side of the store.
Alright, so I kind of slowly shuffle back over.
She then shuffles the dirt off of, like, she like sweeps the dirt off of the clean side onto your feet.
Oh, cool. I step back over to the clean side.
She jabs you with the hard end of the broom and then sweeps the dirt back over before leaving.
Sweet.
The old man is like wetting him at this point. He's just like going, he's in the corner going,
I
He's
like
loving
these, like this dude. I like that I'm wearing half his teeth.
Anyway, she turns her attention to Kosef and goes, Traveller, you're back. The bandages are ready. Please take your crested and take them out of the store.
Oh, wow!
She picks up a small box, puts it on the side, and it's like, you can see it's got all the bandages in it. It's not got a lid. She points to him and says, please get that thing out of my store.
I
She glares
apologize. Evidently,
know.
she didn't learn anything from last time she was in here.
You're damn right she didn't. She bought from the old codger over there. Every time she insults him or mentions him, he laughs harder. This guy is about to start like suffocating on laughter. And she's just complaining and complaining and complaining. She's like, she even haggled with him. She haggled,
I can't
and he
haggle
went
with
with it. He gave her a discount for nothing. Nothing, I say. No business sense. That's why his store looks like garbage, and my store is pristine and manned by orphans, and obviously my magnificent self.
Magnificent self.
That's why mine's manned by orphans.
She seems to like notice that she said orphans, and she's like a bit like, not a good thing. But like she can't take it back now, so she's still holding high. What do you want to do?
I'll take the
Bomboclat.
bandages off her, and I need to get some sort of a bag sorted that's like just a healing kit now. But
Mm.
for now, I'll put them in my main bag.
I mean, the old geezer has a healing kit that's empty with some rotten
Oh.
bandages in it.
What sort of state is the bag or case itself in?
The bag itself was just filthy. Like it wasn't clean, but it wasn't like ragged. But the bandages were just like moldy, decrepit, and then one fine one, or one that you could, one that looked fine anyway. Obviously, I'm
Does
not
the
going to call
woman
it
have
fine.
one?
You can ask her. I mean, she hasn't got one on display. The things on display are like everyday things, like pots and pans and brushes and stuff. Like hers is like a store, whereas his is like a shit shack. Like his is a farmer store, hers is like a magician's store. Like you could tell the difference between them. But obviously, there's like a massive divide and juxtaposition between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you want to ask her, she'll go. Well, I have a medical kit, but it is my medical kit. But I've never needed it. The kids are kind of safe. Like they don't do anything dumb out there. And when they do something dumb, usually it's something I can handle without the medical kit. Like maybe a touch of healing magic, maybe a touch of healing pumice. You know, that sort of thing.
I won't take it off you. You never know when you might need it. It's fine.
Very well, sir. Very well.
And I'll nod. Thank you for the bandages, and then go put my boots back on, and then walk over to the little crazy old bastard in the corner.
You asking how much he's cost?
Do I need
Did
to
you?
pay to have the healing just having the healing kit case? The most important thing you need is the bandages.
He rubs his like face and goes, Well,
Thank you.
since you bought from her first, I'll have to give you a discount. So instead of the 4 gold, it'll have to be 2. Is that okay with you?
And sort of glance at the case I'm holding. Just this thing is filthy, and you're asking for 2 gold for a case.
Oh, it's got the bandages in it too.
I do not need the bandages.
Okay, well, how about this? You take the bandages out, you leave the bandages here. I'll give him a bit of a sprucing, eh? And 75 silver?
This is
For the case?
acceptable.
Okie dokie then. Just hand those bandages here and then hand me the silver. It's all yours.
Cool. Right. That's nice, because now my silver pieces are at 0.
That's all you were aiming for. By the way, I've just noticed this whole time Genshin Impact in the background. I don't know how. I closed that hours ago. Okay. The old lady is kind of giving you like a gentle scowl from across the room. Like she's like,
Turn.
how dare you buy from him? I
Nod
thought
and
you were
just say,
good.
Apologies. I had a feeling this might anger you.
She goes, it's not angering me, sweetie, it's disappointing me.
Oh, cry me a river.
Sort of, like, pick up the kit and then smack all the fucking dust off it and give it a sort of fucking shake around a bit.
Do it on his side. She smiles a little bit. Yes. As you begin to clean it, you can tell this is used to be a really good medical kit before it ended up in this jackass's store. Once you like wash this in the river, it'll be as good as new. It is literally just caked in dust and like mud and just filth from this man. Basically, this man has no care for the things he sells. In fact, looking at his side of the store, you wonder, how is this man alive with this much filth here? How has he not caught something lethal? At this point, you think to yourself, this man is magic, and not in the good way.
Chaotic.
He's fucking chaotic. But is it evil? Is it neutral? Is it good? You don't know. This is pure chaos. He smiles to you. He counts every single like silver piece, like one by one, and then he picks them up and he just chucks them under the desk. And he goes, "Thank you for your business, kind sir." And ma'am, he looks to Charlie and he tips his little farmer's hat and he goes, "Have a lovely day." Giving you
He
another
exists.
toothy grin. He does indeed exist.
He exists to spite this woman.
Yeah. It seems as though, like, you know how the yin and yang they are yin and yang to each other. Like, you know that she's done some dirty stuff in her, and you know that he's done some clean shit in his time. But the second they met each other, that went out the window. Okay, so you guys done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Very well. You guys are done. You leave the store, and you begin to head towards the Goblin Hall.
How many bandages was that? Although,
I believe I gave you
yeah,
11, I believe. Yeah, I believe I gave you 11 bandages.
I'll note it down.
Are we gonna do the goblins now, like as in this session?
That's up to you guys. You can choose when to call it.
If we get into another combat scenario, we'll be here for another 4 hours.
I mean, if you want to end it before, like just as we arrive, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Let's
wanna end it if you want?
inspect. Let's like
Yeah.
poke our heads in.
Okay.
Well,
What
I
should
can
at the
I
end
can
of
tell
when
you,
the
I
guards-
planned this to be a shorter excursion, like on purpose, because I felt the other one like dragged on for far too long. So I toned this one down from its original size.
It's
Okay.
pretty difficult to do with goblins.
Well, there was a lot more goblins than than spiders, I'll tell you that.
Gobinis.
Okay. So as you guys leave town, you look out and you see that you have to walk through the slums to get to where the goblins where you were told the goblins would be, effectively. So as you're walking through the slums of Litna, you notice a few things. First thing is there are a few cultists about, like the guys with the egg white masks with their hollow eyes. There's quite a few of those around. They're not walking in pairs, they're just kind of walking. But you can't see their feet moving and you can't see their robes moving. They're just kind of there, moving along. They're kind of like milling from house to house, looking for something or someone. Or maybe this is just what they do. This is like they're just like the neighborhood watch. But you can also see now behind the store, you can see there's a bunch of children there. About 8 or 9 children. They have 2 like tables set up with like sewing systems on them and like weaving systems set up so they can like craft the bandages you got, JJ.
Yeah.
And there's no one on them at the minute. The kids are just playing something. Could be tag, could be hopscotch, could be kick the goblin head about. You don't know. They're just playing. They're being quite noisy. You just hear lots of children playing. As you continue to walk through the town, as you get further and further out, there are more and more of the white robes. But there's also more and more people themselves. But also the houses seem to be getting worse and worse looking. So they started off looking like normal wooden buildings. Then they got cheap wooden buildings. and now they're decrepit wooden buildings. They're like rotting. Some of them have holes in the roof. Basically, this is
Bad
you've
part
got
of time.
this is the bad part of town, but it's such a bad part of town. These people don't give a fuck. These people aren't causing like gonna mug you or nothing.
Shit. We
These guys
might
have
try.
no reason to. They haven't got the power. They haven't got the willpower. They have no like. If they did try to mug you, they'd end up mugging themselves. Like these guys are so unfortunate. As you leave the town and you glance back, all of the whites are looking at you. All of them, from in between houses to in straight up in the middle of the street. They're not even hiding the fact they're looking. They're all just watching silently.
I sort of
Uh-oh.
give a little salute and then keep walking.
Once you salute, they all immediately disperse. Like,
Huh.
not in sync. Some of them linger a little longer. All disperse eventually.
Did you see
And
that? Sort of
That's alright. That's alright.
okay,
intriguing.
Do we know how many of them there are? Did we like get like a count? Do we
there was
know
a
if
lot.
they're
There
Do we
was a
know
lot.
if they're definitely like following us, or they just happen to just be that fucking many?
There just happened to be that many, but also they were definitely looking at you.
Okay, I take it even if we try and figure out if they're following us, we wouldn't be able to differentiate them from one another.
Yeah, like they're all like you can tell their heights apart. They range from very tall, like 7 foot, to like 5 foot. Like they hit every height in between. So obviously that's doubling up as well. But they were just staring at you, and they weren't following you. They didn't leave the town at all. In fact, it seemed as if they were each set to a ring, and they had to stay in that ring.
Hmm.
They couldn't leave that ring to follow you. They had to just stay in there, and they just wanted to look.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Alright, Gobbos!
if you look away from the town, and you can see fields, just empty fields. But you can see just far away, just literally just in eye shot, you can see a small, what appears to be like a hump, like a small hill jutting out of the floor with a big dark hole in it,
Hmm.
and you can see some grey figure standing outside. You guys want to approach the Goblin Town or Goblin Burrows or Goblin Hole?
Let's take a look, see. Can
Yeah.
we do like a perception?
Yeah, you can roll a perception if you want.
Sweet.
Roll a
Hell
fucking
yeah,
20.
finally a decent fucking roll.
I want to re-roll. Charlie rolled higher than me.
Okay, so you can both see that the thing standing by the entrance of the hole is in fact a statue of some sort.
Ah,
You can't make out the features from here, but it's semi-human, and it seems to be very rocky. Looking at the hill itself, you can see that the hill just kind of it's like a entrance to a mine shaft, but it's all made of dirt. There's no wood, there's no stone there. It's just dirt. This is just a big dirt hole. Like if you just took stood on top of it and jumped up and down, it'd probably just collapse in on it. I mean, the goblins would just clear it out again, but you could do that if you wanted to.
Hmm.
You guys want to?
I say we could clear out the statue. You mean?
Huh?
Sorry, I was
I mean-
reading something. I was reading a spell. Sorry, I got distracted.
I mean, if you wanted to, you could. You could. If you wanted to destroy the statue, you easily could.
No, I said clean up the statue. Sorry.
Oh, clean it. You don't need to clean it. It's not like dirty.
right,
It's
I
just you
didn't know
can't
if
make
that's
it
what-
out
yeah.
from this distance.
Right.
Yeah. It's just quite the way away.
I didn't know if that's what you asked. So I was just. I suppose we will move closer then. We
yeah.
haven't seen any gobbos yet.
Till
Yeah,
we
you've
see
not seen any goblins. Okay, so as you begin to get closer, you can start looking at the mound itself. So it appears that there is some bushes around it, but you can tell those bushes aren't in the ground. You can just see the roots apparent. Like these bushes have been placed here by the goblins to make it look more natural.
Hmm.
It's a weak attempt, but it's an attempt. You can now see the statue clearly, It appears to be a goblin carved out of cobblestone, and it's been obvious that it's been created by a goblin. Like, this is very obviously carved by a goblin that's made this.
Sake,
sat-
Happy.
It's sat there with maybe a knife or a chisel, just whacking away, trying to make a stone effigy to itself. And obviously, the other goblins liked it to stick it outside.
It's a cobble
It's-
goblin.
This is obviously their home, and this is their like doorway, effectively. You look at the doorway itself, and you can see it's just this big dirt mound, but in the top of it there seems to be a very large crack going down the shaft, meaning you can pretty much see all the way down, but it's not the greatest light. So while you can see the path leading down, there's just shadows everywhere. There's loads of blind spots down there, but you can see down there clearly. If you were to be in combat, you could see as many enemies as there were. And obviously this cave is quite big as well. About 3 people could stand shoulder to shoulder in there.
Hmm.
So it's quite a wide cave, but it's unfortunately short. So Charlie, you're going to have to bend to get in there. JJ, you'll be fine, but I recommend flattening the top of your hat, because this is
Oh.
obviously a very obvious goblin hole. But it's wide, so all the goblins can just rush past each other when they need to. Do you guys want to then end it here before you go down the goblin burrows?
Suppose it'd be smart. Because
Yeah.
we gotta run into some fucking gobbos very fucking quick.
And we don't know how long this is going to take. You say you've cut this down, but
I've cut this down, but I love dragging shit out.
yeah, I mean, the spider fight consisted of what? Facing 4 real main enemies?
I mean, yeah, there's 4 enemies, but there was like another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spiders.
Who would die in one shot, basically.
Yeah, they died in 1 turn each, but there was 9 enemies down there. This cave does not have 9 enemies.
Right, okay. The way you were saying it made it seem like there was a fuck ton more combos.
no. If you guys want to roll perception for me, I'll give you guys like a better in-depth look at the cave.
God damn it.
Damn it! You've cursed me.
Okay, so JJ, you notice this place is dirty. This is a goblin hole, and you look at the bushes and go, "Why are there bushes here? There's no like actual bushes anywhere near here. These bushes actually make this look less natural, especially because they're not even planted. In fact, the fact that they're not planted starts to annoy you. Charlie."
Yeah.
Serena, with her dragon eyes, notices on the floor, like into the cave, you can see footprints, little goblin footprints. There's 2 goblin footprints that you can discern that are different from each other, and then another one that's very obviously different from each other. It's much larger.
Hmm.
Obviously, Kosef does not know this, only you.
Okay.
Because he's too busy looking at a bush.
Well,
With
assume.
fucking goblins not planting it.
This is not agriculture, this is defilement.
It's not even native to this.
Take out a
land.
trowel and start digging. You're gonna do it right. You fucking do it right.
They've somehow found a very rare bush that's really exotic and it's not found in this continent.
I mean, if you wanted to check what bushes they are, you're going to have to roll nature.
No, I'm not. Oh, will I?
That's up to you.
I probably do need a nature thing. Actually, 'cause, they're supposed to be.
Those are
houses,
bushes.
Those are indeed bushes.
Those are bushes.
Ah, yes, the floor
What
here
kind
is made of
bushes are
floor.
they? Ah, bush.
Hey! So JJ, you look at the bushes and you can tell that one of them is native to this area. Like, it's very, like, you've seen this over by the spider place. It was up on the hill with the tree. It's a very plain, normal bush. You assume that it's common. You've seen it back in your town. The other bush, on the other hand, you have no idea where it's from. Its leaves are blue. And the berries on it are, well, red. It doesn't make much sense, but you know that bush doesn't belong here.
I'm
And that
taking
bush, You're taking me clipping of that bush?
Yes.
Okay, so add it to your inventory, give it blue leaves, red berries.
Entire bush.
He's not a clipping! Steal the bush.
I now put the bush on top of me and become Fortnite.
My favourite character from Fortnite. Fortnite himself.
I'm just trying to check. How do I? Oh, here it is. No one will else be able to see this roll. One sec. Can you guys see this?
Nope.
Nice. Nice. Okay, cool.
Also, I realised I haven't said, because the whole thing of me thinking, like, even though you said a week had passed, I was thinking, oh, I still haven't slept yet, so I haven't been able to prepare my new spells. So I could have been identifying a couple times, but whatever.
I mean, you slept for like 7 days. You've had sleep. You've prepared
Yeah.
spells.
But my spells today that I prepared, just so it's not that I had identify and then just didn't use it, are
Yeah.
comprehend languages and false life.
Okay. Okay, so are you guys done then? You're just ending it here, or do you actually want to go in? It's up to you.
I think we'll end it here for this
Yeah.
session.
I'm
Yeah.
happy to bang out 2 combat sessions next time if it doesn't take
Yeah.
long, so. And I spent most of today just, well,
Doctoring.
Yeah, you spent it doctoring. Charlie
vibing.
spent some
Shopping.
time buying stuff. Other than that, nothing happened. Kind of boring session, really.
Hey, role playing's not boring.
No, role playing is not boring,
Correction.
but like it just felt not eventful.
I saved someone's life when you're saying it's not eventful.
One event is not eventful.
I got alcohol. That's event.
Okay, that's
Yes.
also an event.
Very true. Showed
fuck
you
is
my
that?
dick.
Is that Billie Eilish?
Yeah.
Doesn't look
Okay.
like her.
So you guys will end it here.
Yeah.
There we go. So next
Oh.
session, you guys will be entering the Goblin.
The goblins.
If you guys want to do another session,
Sorry, what was
Like-
that? You keep cutting out.
if you guys want to do another session this week, I've got plenty of fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Do it in the week before the weekend, or maybe on the weekend.
We've asked everyone now, and everyone's been a bit eh.
During the week would probably be best for me because I've got armor on the Saturday and I don't
Oh!
really want to do something on the
Okay.
Sunday. So
That's fine.
Bollocks. JJ,
yeah,
you remember the chest that the guy gave you? It was supposed to have a fucking map in it.
I have a map now.
Yeah, you have a map now. I like that's why I like gave him a chest and everything. It was supposed to have a fucking thing in it, but I went roll items, let's go. Give you a fucking map like I said I would.
I like how you didn't ask me about the locket either because I didn't want to open that at all. That seemed too personal. So
Yeah, no. You didn't open it. You didn't check it. It's like if you didn't look at it, you didn't look at it. It's just a small wooden carved locket you looked at.
Or could I just take that little peek and not take any?
Yeah, you could have looked and didn't, but he didn't. He was being respectful,
Well, I wouldn't.
being a good boy. So just before this session is over and done with, I'm assuming that you'd show Serena the map, yeah, did you?
yes,
Yeah.
No, so his.
Where is map?
Get
No.
your own map.
Welcome to the map.
Cool. That's map.
yeah.
So this is what you have. It has no annotations on it whatsoever.
Or we can change the
So obviously you can do. If you're gonna put anything down, make sure to write it on the tokens page, because if people write on the map background page, I'm going to fucking scream.
What's that?
That
Is that meant to be there?
yeah, it's meant to be there.
Because it's
That's
just
meant
half on for me. It's not.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to be half on.
Okay.
Like hold on, one sec. I'll show you something. See,
That would be the
it's, half,
Leviathan.
it's supposed to be there.
Okay. Right. It just seemed like it was. Okay.
That's the Leviathan.
Yeah. Letna is this town here. This one.
Which one?
The one that's picking.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah. So that's
Uh,
Letna.
So how do I know what layer I'm on to draw on?
If you go onto the left hand side and cube, it will be map and background.
I don't think we
Cube.
can do anything except on.
Yeah, I don't have anything like that.
What am I drawing on? Do you see that? The little squiggle?
Yeah, that is on the objects and tokens.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think players can do anything on the other ones. It's just on objects and background.
Cool, thank God. Because last time, you guys were set to draw on the map level, and I had to clear the whole fucking map and bring it back.
Okay, so what's the name of this town again? Sorry.
Leitner.
Right now, I'll spell it out for you.
Let's play
Right.
this.
Nah.
Oops.
Right now.
Oh, you did it already.
Yeah.
Ah, they don't have papyrus.
Oh,
I was gonna do it for the meme.
that was dreadful.
Yeah. So the distance you guys travelled. One moment, I'll get your ruler. So to get to the tree, you guys went to here. Okay. So you crossed like
This
Well,
is
heck,
not a
no,
very
no,
big place.
no, it's a very very small like island. Okay. So like that was like an hour walk. So like to there, that's like 2 hours.
Okay.
Okay. So to get to the goblins, you guys were like there effectively.
Okay.
So like I think the scale might be a little off, but that's because I fucking drew this map and I'm not good at drawing maps. So I ain't no fucking cartographer.
We could just say that we didn't go all that far. That everything's just on the outskirts of the sea. I'm
Yeah,
fine
like
with
in
that.
like the adjacent hexagons like that
Yeah.
and like that. Yeah, that sounds better.
Because otherwise, an hour to get from, well, theoretically, you could cross this in a fucking day. Less than a day, probably.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, yeah. No, I think I'm gonna tone that down a little. But yeah. So here's your map. You can obviously draw whatever the hell you want on it. And like the only things I'm gonna delete are like that squiggle because it's just there for a squiggle. You know what I mean?
Get rid of it. Yeah.
So if you look at the map, you can obviously see literally all of it. JJ, your town is this circle here. This is Vreborg. Yep. And Charlie, you know where you live as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously you can put that on the map if you want to. You can also not. It's up to you.
Yeah.
One additional thing about this map is if you go to a cartographer in one of the bigger towns, Letna does not have. They may be able to add some things onto here that you know about.
Ah, right, okay.
So I'll give you that advice because who the fuck thinks of let's go look at a cartographer? And that is it for the session.
Any XP or not?
Well, you didn't kill anything, so I don't know. You get no combat experience. But I don't know about other experience. I've never really given much experience out
Different
before.
ways you could do it. Like, when I did it, I always just gave flat experience and then bonuses for actions that people took. But that's more because it was just some people weren't turning up, so it turned into if you turn up, you start leveling up. If you don't, fuck off.
Yeah.
But we're not like that, so I don't know.
One more.
I'm sure the DM guide will say a certain way to do it, but
Yeah, I'm going through it at the mo.
oh god, I'm so looking forward to this sleep. I feel like just exhausted from this.
There we go.
Hopefully it's gone now. But
Okay, so this book has a different way of doing XP than what's it called does. But unfortunately, Charlie, you didn't actually do any of the surgery, so you don't gain any XP.
No, I wouldn't expect to.
However, JJ,
held her
you
up.
gain 50. Yeah, you get 50 experience from that, JJ.
Nice.
Because that was a medium difficulty encounter.
50 more, and I'm leveling up.
That's one gobbo.
Really?
Yeah, one goblin's worth 50 experience.
Fuck yeah! Time to kill. Charlie.
No, I'm only worth like 2, I swear.
Funny enough, according to this, you guys should have got 100 experience literally just for completing the trial of the spiders due to the fact that Charlie almost died.
What?
Really?
Yeah, it says right here, a deadly encounter could be lethal for one or more player characters. Surviving often requires good tactics and quick thinking, and the party risks defeat. Considering the fact that Charlie went down to 0 HP, and like you guys had to fucking cut away at the webbing so that you didn't get burned alive. Yeah, I'd consider that pretty fucking deadly. Like, that was a deadly adventure.
You yourself said you had to nerf that one a bit, didn't you? As well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, those spiders were supposed to be fucking busted as shit. But then again, I also made those ages ago.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to be a trap encounter. There was supposed to be a shitty bridge made out of spider silk, but you couldn't tell it was spider silk unless you like inspected it.
Hmm.
And I'm not using this idea again. By the way. This idea was scrapped completely because no one ever went near the fucking bridge because they saw a rickety bridge and went fuck that.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
how you guys see the magical boxes full of items and go fuck that. But
Such
yeah,
as
there was
as DMs.
you'd make a dex check to walk across it, and then
Didn't Jack nearly drown because he refused to go over the bridge?
yeah,
Then
Jack
he
refused.
fucking died because he was so sus of the bridge.
Yeah, that was the brick bridge as well. That wasn't even the fucking sketchy bridge. You guys went the opposite direction to the sketchy bridge. Like because he like refused to cross the bridge was taking more and more water damage each turn due to a flooding river. And the time he finally decided to cross it, it fucking crumbled under him. And was like, I told you! And I was like, you would have been fine. You just waited too fucking long. If you had waited one more turn, you also would have been fine. Proving your insanity twice over. But yeah, you'd walk across the bridge. If you failed the dex check, the bridge itself would break. And once the bridge itself broke, you had to make another dex check to see if you like clung to the bridge so that you didn't fall down into the canyon. And then the spiders would come out of the walls and like scuttle up the walls and attack you while you're at a disadvantage. Which it sounds cool, but you also got to remember this was like designed for like late game characters as well. So those spiders would bite you and then they'd poison you, and then they'd get another free action for. I can't remember what it was. It was like because they were on their wall, effectively, they got like free actions or some bullshit. But yeah. Apparently, you guys should have got 100 XP for that last thing, so you guys can give yourselves that. To be fair,
Yeah.
because this was just me not knowing that you got experience from complete clearing an encounter.
So in total, I have 100.
Yeah, so you gain an extra 100, so you guys level up. Which would actually mean, JJ, you would get 100 experience, not 50 from saving that girl's life.
So I'm now on 400.
Yes.
Wait, is it 300 experience for you?
300 is the threshold of level 1 to level 2, and then level 2 to level 3 is.
Yeah, but you guys would have leveled up from that last thing, and I'm just an idiot.
Yeah.
And then plussing an extra like 100 to the thing means JJ would end up with like an extra 100 experience than you, Charlie.
Yeah.
Oh, encounter multipliers because there's more, so you give more experience. Cool.
Where the fuck is it? Where the fuck is the goddamn XP threshold? Beyond first level 50. Level 2 to level 3 is 900. Oh fuck it! God, just press the. I turned myself into Wizard 2 and it automatically did it. Fuck's sake.
The sheets are great and also shit.
I'm now
Like-
Wizard 2, so that means I get lots of shit.
And Charlie, you are sorcerer too.
Yeah.
Do you need the book, Charlie, by the way?
Huh.
Do you need the book?
Probably.
Okay, I'll post it here. There you go.
Charles.
Online handbook. And obviously you and JJ can be like, what page is it on? 100!
Yeah. I'll sort it out.
But is this a show? If again, if there's anything you guys ever think I can do better, let me know. Like, I want any assistance to make this better for you guys.
Why did that not automatically put my levels through things up to 2?
Now I need to make myself some DM notes.
Okay. I'm gonna head off for a short bit. Might be back a little bit later, but not.
Okay.
I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Alright.
Later.
See you later.
Bye, Charlie. Just need to find that again.
Why the fuck is that not?
10 o'clock. Funky timing. Ah, here we are.
Don't know what that 0 is, but it's fucking. Yeah, I'm gonna just do a test. I'm now wizard level 6. Nope, doesn't change anything.
The fuck is this arsehole spell?
Oh, hang on. When we level up, do we go back down to 0, or is it you stay at like, let's say if we got to 300 experience, we then stay at 300 and then move up to 900, or is it?
It doesn't actually say like how much you'd gain, like if you go up or not. But I'd assume you don't go up. Like I'd assume that you go back to 0, because otherwise it'd be like, oh no, you only need 400 experience to hit the next level again, or 500 experience now to hit the next level again. Whereas this says it's like 270 for level 2, and then it's 450 for level 3. So I don't know. Up to you. Whatever you think makes actual sense. Because honestly, I'm going fucking mad. Looking for like these spells and it just being like, this is what this spell is. And I'm like, cool, where is it? Like I'm looking at it and it says right here, cure wounds. And I'm like, okay, so what does that do? Like, what are the roles for this shit?
XP doesn't reset. So
Doesn't reset now.
No, so you go from 0 to 300, and then you just stay at 300. So it's just you accumulate XP, and it's just whenever you hit a milestone, that's when you level up.
Ah, okay.
What was the other thing I was looking at? Oh yeah, that's it. Trying to figure out how fucking mage wizard's level.
This is tilting the shit out of me. Like, I'm looking up the spell and it just, like, this guy just isn't helping me. Like, it's telling me who can cast it, but like, I don't need to know who can cast it. I need to know what it like. What do you roll for it? That's 6 or